Okay, so I think we're live. It is let's see, it's 12:55. It's 5 minutes before 1 o'clock. It is good to see Paula in here. Thank you, Paula, for coming in. Good to see you as always. Hope you're well. It is what is today is the 20th of April, if you can believe it. It's already the 20th of April. 2025. So that's even worse. The good news, it was 74 degrees today. And if it wasn't for the rain earlier, I'd probably be doing this outside because it's that warm out. It's your mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Hey, I don't know who this is here. Hey, Lisa Joe, good to see you. Where is Dirty D? I'm not sure where Dirty D is. She had a good live this morning, though. Miranda's here. Hi, Miranda. How are you? Good to see you. It's good to see Lisa Joe in here. Happy birthday, like I said, to your mom. Hope everybody's well. I'm going to go over the true crime cases of the week. I don't know who this El Padrino. I don't know who that is. I think I know who that is, but I can't say for sure. Anyways, good to see everybody. Like I said, we'll go over the true crime cases of the week. I want to get into the latest news around here, anyways, or New England, and then we'll go on to something else there. But let me play an intro, and I'll be back very shortly. But good to see everybody. You're new around here. Well, good to see you. We like new people in here. But we will be right back. Anyways, I'll be right back. See you soon. Where the hell am I? Right here. Right here. Good to see everybody. I'll be right back. I think I'm still live. I think I'm still. Everybody hear me? I don't know what happened. I think we had a little glitch in the internet. Anyways, we're good. Okay, so hope everybody's still here. Dino, hey, sweet dude, good to see you. Heather Brown's in here. Mino Dino's in here. Miranda's in here. Somebody's mother's birthday's today. I think that's Lisa Joe. Lisa Joe's in here. It's good to see Heather Brown. Hope everybody's well. Who's the troll? Farqu's in here too. Where's Farq? Farq's right over here. Hope she's doing well. It's always good to see everybody in here. Sorry, I think I had a glitch in the internet here. Yeah, my kid mentioned how 420 is on Easter this year. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Like I said, it was 74 degrees here today. So that's good news. All right, so let's get to it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what happened to the internet, but hopefully it doesn't happen again. It is a little breezy out there. Who's pretty crappy? Yeah, it was gorgeous today. It was absolutely really good. Good weather. Like I said, I'd probably be outside if it wasn't for the fact that it's not as warm as it was earlier, and I think it might rain a little bit tonight. So it's the last thing I want to do is get this computer wet. All right, so what are we going to do? I do want to go into this one case here first because I want to bring this up. I don't know if she's been found or not, but let's check this out. This is in regards to Riley. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. It's True Fox. Arctic True Fox is in here. Hey, buddy, it's 27 degrees there. Where are you in Michigan? Hold on a second here. I want to bring this up because I just ran across this on my Facebook page. So let's do this here. Arctic Fox is here. Arctic is awesome. Where is he? Right there. It's good to see Arctic Fox in here. Does great work. Northern Minnesota. Why do I keep saying Michigan? So, anyways, I just wanted to bring this up. I don't know if she's still missing or not, but this came across in my Facebook page. This was 2 days ago. So, this Westfield police seeking help locating missing teenage girl. So, this was done on the 17th, which was 2 days ago from today, yesterday. So, Westfield police are looking for public's help in locating a missing teenage girl. That's her face right there. And this was updated the same day, probably later, once they edited it. So in a social media post by the Westfield Police Department, 15-year-old Riley Caride left home on Monday, has not returned yet. So this is last Monday. Police say she's about 5'4", weighs about 100 pounds, and has black and brown hair and hazel eyes. So black and brown hair. Riley was last seen wearing a black zip-up hooded sweatshirt, gray corduroy pants, and black and white shoes. Is this that? No. Whoops. That's her there. If you've seen Riley or know of her whereabouts, call the Westfield Police Department. I should probably highlight this here, or email Detective Coach at c.coach@cityofwestfield.org. So that's I don't know if they've had any other. I've tried looking for any more information on this, but there isn't any. So I'm going to try to post this here in the chat, but that might I'll have to do that on a ticker. So I just wanted to do that there. Let me see if I can pull up something else. Hold on a second. Like I said, I just found out about this right this very second. So I don't know why I'm having internet issues here. Let me see if I could find out any more information on this here. This last article was on the 17th. So let's see. This is a day ago. Page not found. It's so strange how they don't have any more information on this case here. Two days ago. Let's see here if I can find anything else. That's it. That's all there is. Hold on a second. Newport Dispatch here. April 17th. It's the same article, basically. The Westfield Police Department is searching for a missing 15-year-old who left home Monday and has not returned. Riley Caride was last seen wearing a black zip-up hooded sweatshirt, gray corduroy. Same article, just a different. So I don't know if they found her yet or not. I don't know if she's still missing. So that's that. So we'll just. I'll try to put that in the ticker. Good to see you. Doesn't look like she's been located 3 days ago. Her family was still posting about her. I don't know. I can't find any more information on her. But I'll keep looking while I'm doing this broadcasting. Who else just came in? Mustang 65 is in here. Good to see Mustang. Good to see everybody, like I said. Two things. I know that I try to promote Farmer's page here all the time. Farmer's awesome. He did an interview with Arctic Fox True Crime the other day. He's got a great channel. So doesn't Dirty Diana. She's great. Hopefully she's able to make it tonight. But anyways, let's go on to something else. So I'll try to keep updated on this this case here, but there's not a lot going on. I can't find anything else. All right, so let's do. I did want to do this here. Hold on a second. Did we do that yet? Did we do the Kohlberger thing last week? Let me. Let's try this one here. Let's do this last week, and I didn't have the chance. All right, so I apologize for my internet. It's not working all that great right now, but we'll figure it out. Dave Farmer posted he used tortillas as toilet paper. Is he like unaliving squirrels? Is that why he's using his GUN? He's a funny guy. He's classic, but he's good. He's got a great channel. I like promoting people who do good work, and he does that. All right, so this came out of Pittsburgh. I think this was last week, 8 days ago. It began a suspicious unaliving investigation, now considered a homicide after the family of a Rostrava Township woman found her unalived kitty keys. Ricky Sayer has the details, and then I'll go into the latest, which was done 3 days ago. I think the same thing. So let's play this here.
Police just confirmed to KDKA they now believe a Rostraver Township woman's death is a homicide. Family found her shot to death at a home earlier today. Police are still looking for her killer. KDK's Ricky Sayer explains what we've learned so far.
Yeah, we spoke with.
And if everybody was in Dirty Diana's channel last night, they got a wrench. So I feel privileged for that. The wrench thing from her. Trying to keep, well, in fairness, Mexican food is usually the culprit for the. Yep. I try not to put anything in my stomach these days that I don't know how it's going to work.
The police chief just about an hour ago. He told us this is being investigated as a homicide. That's an update from earlier when they were just calling this a suspicious death. One neighbor we spoke with said this has all left him uneasy. Neighbors along Lenity School Road are trying to make sense of what happened along their street.
There's usually really no serious crime around here, but apparently there is today.
Police say a woman was found dead inside this home and she'd been shot.
It's just pretty shocking to hear.
Officers were called here around 12:15 Friday afternoon after family members found the body inside. Police tape surrounded the home as police served search warrants in the area. The Westmoreland County coroner identified the woman as Jenna Siebert. Doug Johnson lives down the street.
Just to see her go by, and she'd go by, be at the mailbox, she'd blow a horn, I'd wave to her, and that was it. Never. Now my son knew her husband. I guess it was her husband. My son knew him, and said he was okay.
Rostraver Township Police are working on this with Westmoreland County detectives. They told us all the family members they've spoken with have cooperated, and they're still determining suspects. Because of that, neighbor Alex Rodriguez says he worries about more than just his safety.
I also worry about, my family and whatnot. My family's pretty well dispersed all around Tri-County area.
Charles is in there. Hey, buddy, good to see Charles. Am I familiar with the Grant Solomon case? It sounds familiar, but I don't know. I'll be honest with you right now. If I know that that case, the Grant Solomon case, I might. There's a lot of shit going on right now, but I can look it up. Farmer is awesome. Farmer's great. Farmer's he's gone through a lot of shit in his life, like all of us. But he's good. He's a good guy. Good to see Charles is in here. Is Dino still in here? There he is. Dino's in here. All right, fantastic. Let's keep playing this here.
It's still got to worry about not just this town, but other towns.
He's hoping a suspect is found soon.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Definitely got to keep your eye out nowadays, that's for sure.
And we are told that we should expect more information later this evening. In Rostraver Township, Westmoreland County, TV News.
I think this is the same thing here. Let's play this here.
Learning new details now about the murder of Jenna Siebert. She was the woman found dead at her home in Rostraver.
So I think this is the latest on this here. This was done 3 days ago. Janet Siebert was found unalived in her home at Westmoreland, Pennsylvania, April 11th. So this is the latest on that there.
Last Friday.
As Krista Rose reports, court papers now reveal who found the body and what police.
Thank you, Mustang. Definitely thank you. Dino hasn't left the building. Good. Dino's neighbor's Wi-Fi is a bit slow tonight. I don't know. It's fairly windy out here tonight. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Police saw when they arrived.
At this magisterial office in Washington County,
a lot of times here is if both of my daughters are on the internet at the same time, it kind of slows my internet down. And I've been told it's not supposed to do that, but it does. So, but I'm pretty sure they're all sleeping right now. So I don't know why, but
information has come to light in the investigation of the murder of Jenna Siebert. As KDKA previously reported, the Rostraver Township Police Department was called to this home at 400 Lenity School Road around noon on Friday. And what
died under suspicious circumstances, and his father, Aaron, has been looked at heavily by most with a brain, just not by Ellie. Well, now Aaron's ex-wife has been arrested on murder for hire charges. Huh. I'll have to look into that. Thank you for that. Yeah, where is Dee Dee? I hope she's fine. There's a camera right there. I think that's a camera.
What they found there was Jenna Siebert, shot to death in a pool of her own blood, lying supine on her bed. In an affidavit acquired by KDKA, we now know that the person who called 911 was Siebert's fiance, Brian Murray, who told the first officer to arrive, quote, "She's..."
So supine, I just looked it up, is facing up, where the exact opposite, I think, is the prone position. So just for anybody that was wondering what that meant.
Dead Oh my God, you need to get these people who killed her. Murray also alerted police that Siebert's SUV, a black 2024 Lexus GX 550, had been stolen. That vehicle was later found some 8 miles away at this gravel park lot in the city of Monongahela. A search warrant was executed in Monongahela for surveillance video from several nearby businesses, including this bank.
JC's here. Hey, JCN. Good to see you. Yeah, JC's here. JC's got a great channel too. I hope Southern Gal's okay. I haven't seen Southern Gal forever. I hope she's okay. I know she did something the other day, but I don't know that she's been doing lives or not. I don't know. It's if anybody knows if Southern Gal's okay, let me know. I'll have to look into that, Arctic Fox.
And this 7-Eleven gas station. What those videos turned up were images of Siebert's SUV driving in this area on Friday morning, and images of this man, who police are now actively seeking and asking for the public's help in finding.
If you have any cameras,
These people are so stupid. It's like, anytime you go into a convenience store, you can just guarantee you're going to be on camera. If anybody's been to a Cumberland Farms or anything, they got like 100 cameras
on your house, a Ring doorbell, or any surveillance cameras in the Ross Draver, in the Monongahela, Denora area, please check your cameras between those time frames and see if you have that vehicle on your camera or that individual walking down the street.
Police say that this suspect is still at large and that all the surrounding communities need to be on guard.
I haven't seen like usually she does her Monday. She's been doing her missing Monday things, and she usually does a Friday night thing too. I haven't seen Barb, and I haven't seen Charlotte. I've seen Charlotte. It's Dirty Diana's here. Okay, well at least we know she's okay. It's Lighting the Way Home. Good to see you, Lighting. PJ. But it's strange how I haven't. Thank you, Heather. Like I said, if you guys got channels, feel free to post them in here. It'd take me forever to find all your channels to do that. So that's why I got all these mods in the air. There's Dirty Diana right there. She had a Doodlebug's here. Hey, Doodlebug. Doodle's here. What was I just saying? Yep, she's got a great channel. Need to get her some subs. I was talking about Southern Gal too. I haven't seen Steve at all either. But anyways, let's hope everybody's okay. You're shockingly awake tonight. That's probably because of the weather. Thank you, Arctic Fox. PJ is awesome too. Lighting the Way Home is great channel. All these channels are fantastic. Necessarily Evil 2 has got a great channel. It's always good to see Doodlebug in here. I try to get your stuff as much as possible. Dirty Diana's got a great channel. Awesome channel.
Siebert's family, meanwhile, is having a funeral visitation this evening for Jenna, followed by a burial tomorrow morning at Round Hill Cemetery in Elizabeth. Now, again, this is an ongoing investigation, and anyone with any information about this case is asked to call either the Ross Draver Police Department or the Westmoreland County Detectives Bureau. We'll have their numbers available to you on our website, kdka.com.
I think this is the same thing here. This is 4 days ago.
Tonight, new details on a murder that police in Westmoreland County are still trying to solve. Sources now tell KDK the victim's car.
So this car is stolen.
Which was stolen after she was shot and killed, was later abandoned in Washington County.
It was stolen after she was. Murder victim's car found dumped. Okay, so yeah, it was stolen after.
Shot and killed, was later abandoned in Washington County. KDKA's Jennifer Barrasso has the timeline.
A source tells me that Jenna Siebert's Lexus SUV was dumped in this parking lot and that a person of interest walked over the hill into the 7-Eleven store. Now, I talked to the Rostraver Township Police Chief. He tells me that they are working around the clock in this case, but he wouldn't say whether they were close.
You guys are so awesome. Arctic Fox is great. They're putting all these channels in here. JC's got a great channel too. Everybody's good, I think. I hope Heather's well. I hope FarQ is well too. I know that FarQ wasn't feeling good last week. Hope she's well. Hope everybody's well.
To getting to that person of interest. Who murdered Jenna Siebert and why? The 24-year-old found shot to death inside this home on Kennedy School Road in Rostraver Township Friday. Shortly after, a source tells me
What did she just say? Lenity School Road? Is that what I don't know.
Township Friday. Shortly after, a source tells me police discovered Siebert's 2024 black Lexus in Monongahela, about 8 miles away, in this gravel parking lot along Sycamore and Morton Streets, dumped by what investigators call a person of interest in Siebert's murder.
Is reference to the vehicle. Anybody may be able to help us. The time frame would be roughly around 7:30 in the morning until 9:30 in the morning Friday.
That person of interest walked down the hill to a 7-Eleven store, went inside and bought some things, according to the Westmoreland County District Attorney's Office. Video from the store shows a bearded man wearing a jacket and knit hat at the counter, but investigators are still trying to identify him.
If you have any cameras on your house, a Ring doorbell, or any surveillance cameras in the Rostraver, in the Monongahela, Denora area, please check your cameras between those time frames and see if you have that vehicle.
Trying to identify him.
If you have any cameras
He's very tall.
on your house, a Ring doorbell, or any surveillance cameras in the Rostraver, Monongahela, Denora.
He's got to know he's on camera. He just has to, right? Oh.
Or any surveillance cameras in the Rostraver, in the Monongahela, Denora area. Please check your cameras between those time frames and see if you have that vehicle on your camera or that individual walking down the street.
Sources tell me the motive is still unclear. Siebert's fiance is cooperating with police. The victim's sister pleading for help on social media. Please find whoever took my sister away from my family. They killed her for no good reason. Please speak up if you know anything. She always had my back. Loyal, kind, funny, and truly my...
This just sucks. This sounds like some sort of a... I don't know. Just
baby sister. She wouldn't hurt a fly. Broken isn't even a word. Jenna Siebert's obituary says she and her fiance were greeters at their church. She also worked at a staffing agency and was a member of 2 local chambers of commerce. Her visitation is tomorrow. Her funeral is Thursday morning.
A 10-hour live. Wow. 10 hours. That's amazing. That's got to be a record. This was shared by Southern Gal. Where's Southern Gal? I wish I could have stayed awake for the whole 10 hours. Because it was awesome while I was on it anyways. Once the sun comes up down here, I'm out. I'm done. This is kind of strange. This case is kind of strange.
Reporting in Monongahela, Jennifer Barrasso, KDK TV News.
All right, so this is the same thing here. When was this done? I'll play one more of this, and then we'll move on to something else.
The coroner has released.
So this was done 8 days ago.
The name of the victim here. Her name is Jenna Marie Siebert, and Rostraver Township Police Chief has told Pittsburgh's Action News 4 that this is being investigated as a homicide. It happened way down the road here. This is as far as we can get on Lenedy School Road where she lived. The address is 400 Lenedy School Road. Police say they responded at around 12:15, and there is still no suspect in custody here. And we have talked to neighbors. They are shocked and scared about this.
Usually really no serious crime around here, but apparently there is today. You know, the suspicious death just happened right down the road. It's makes you want, pretty cautious about things,
You were telling me that there's also already been.
So the strange thing is, like, I don't know if anybody's been to Pennsylvania, but Pennsylvania is a big freaking state, right? If you're driving through Pennsylvania, it's forever. But let me get out of here. And Mr. Steve went live. That's the link. Okay. I must not be getting any notifications then. Longest I have done, I think, is 4 hours. I think my longest one was 4 hours too. I'm not sure. So this is the Rostraver Township right here. And this is literally in the middle of nowhere. This is definitely West Pennsylvania here, because there's Pittsburgh there. I think this is even actually out of Amish country here. It might not be. I have no idea. I've never been this far west in Pennsylvania, but this is the town anyways here. Westmoreland County Communities. I'll have to keep an eye on this here. Let me go back to this and then I didn't see Mr. Steve going live. Either did I. I tell you one thing, like if you drive through Pennsylvania, like when we drive to Florida, and it takes forever. We call it the forever state because they're always doing construction on the highways, and there's always like you can see probably thousands of dead deer in Pennsylvania.
Now, Westmoreland County detectives and Rostraver Township police are still on scene. The road is still shut down. They say it'll be shut down and they'll be on scene for a long time here. They're asking the public to stay away from the area, but if anyone does have any information that they think might help them, to please contact them. And as soon as we do get more information, we will be sure to let you know. Reporting live in Rostraver Township, Westmoreland County, Felicity Taylor, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
All right, so that's the end of that. I wanted to do that last week, but I didn't have enough time to do that. It doesn't look good. Yeah, some people said good night, and then when they're woke this morning, came back and said I was sleeping pretty good. I didn't get up today till like about 5 o'clock. Who is Mr. Steve? You don't know who Mr. Steve is? He's awesome. He's a retired police detective down in Georgia. Actually, I think he lives in Florida now. I'm not sure. But he follows me at night with his high beams on. I know that for a fact. All the way up here in New England. And he arrested 14 people at a Waffle House once. All right, so let's go. Mr. Steve is an awesome person. Him and Mrs. Steve are great people. Hopefully he's taking a break. Okay, so I do want to do this story here for a couple of minutes here because I was following this a couple of weeks ago. Hold on a second. Web, let me see if I can follow. This is the guy that washed up on the shore in Spain here. Let me see if I can give you a little bit of a story here. Grant Barr, 37, was traveling in Spain's Costa del Sol region when he went missing. His pants, passport, and boating license were found on a dock. The bar was nowhere to be found. Barr family says they launched a massive search for the New York banker's remains, but now say Spanish authorities had Barr's body for weeks before notifying them. So this was done a few days ago, and this is Law and Order's take on this here.
They're found abandoned, but first there's no body until weeks later when his remains wash ashore. We have a family who is left devastated with a lot of questions about why it took so long for Spanish authorities.
I don't think so. I'll have to ask him that. I've never asked him that if he got free waffles or not. Probably didn't get anything. Free coffee, maybe. Free terrible coffee. I don't know if anybody's been to Waffle House before, but their coffee is just absolutely horrible. But it's the experience that makes Waffle House.
To tell the family that this man was dead. Welcome to Sidebar.
When you're at a Waffle House at any time, things can go quickly south. You just all of a sudden, all somebody has to do is mention bad service, and it's just.
Presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Grant Barr.
I mean, you always see people too, like, you keep forgetting to check and see who I'm subscribed to. I'm subscribed to like 4 million people. I'm members too of a whole bunch of people I get charged for every month. I have no idea who they are. But anyways, what's going about the Waffle House? See these videos of Waffle House. You see this whole melee breaking out. There's always one or two people that are just sitting down eating food, not paying attention to anything going on. I wish I drank coffee. It smells so nice. I would not be able to survive without coffee. I wake up for coffee, and then Charles is back. I haven't seen a Waffle House in ages. Are they only on the East Coast? I think Dave, go check so you can save me. I've subscribed to lots, turn notifications off, and there's too many. Absolutely. Charles is back. I think Waffle Houses go as far as Tennessee. I don't know if I've ever heard of any west of Tennessee. I could be wrong. I've never been out west anyway. So, hey, it's Barb is here. It's Miss Barb is here. Timmy's Legacy is here. Hey, Barb, how are you? Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Now we need a Southern gal. I hope she's okay. I know she is. I know she probably is, but it's good to see Barbara in here. We've missed Barb for sure. All right, back to this case here. This guy that washed up on the shore in Spain here. Terrible.
37-year-old New York banker was out in Spain's Costa del Sol. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It is absolutely gorgeous. And what should have been a fun, relaxing coastal getaway has now turned into a tragedy. It started with Grant vanishing without a trace. It leads to a frantic search. A body mysteriously washes ashore, and a grieving family is apparently left in the dark for weeks. We're going to head back to January 28th in Estepona, Spain.
I can't read this, but I'm pretty sure that says disappearance. This is the date. This is the telephone numbers here.
Rising star BNY Mellon was supposed to be enjoying a sailing trip to heal from a painful breakup. This is according to a report from Euroweekly. But then what happens? His pants, passport, and boating license were found abandoned near the shore. No wallet, no phone, no signs of a struggle, just gone. So as you can imagine, his family is panicking. His brother, James Barr, posted desperately to a Facebook group for expats in Spain, pleading for help. Hello, friends. I'm hoping you could all help my family locate my...
Yeah, I know there's Waffle Houses in Arkansas, but I don't think they go any wet. They might go. Are there Waffle Houses in Texas? I'll have to Google that. I don't think so. I think they have something else out west. It's something else completely. Kind of the same type of thing, but I don't know.
My brother Grant Barr, who went missing some 21 days ago. He was last seen in Estepona, and it is possible he's still in the area. We're working with several agencies, both in Spain and the U.S., but there's no substitute for eyes on the ground. I am attaching a recent photo from December, as well as my contact info. Any information is greatly appreciated. And
thank you so much, Heather, for putting all these channels in here. You're awesome. Arctic Fox 2. All these channels are very great channels. We're still waiting for Mustang to come out with his channel, but or the channel soon, I hope.
for weeks, Grant's loved ones scoured Spain. His brother James flew overseas, being the family's eyes and ears on the ground. Was Grant hurt? Was he kidnapped? And to make matters worse, according to the
I hope you're good, Heather. He went to Spain to heal from a breakup. Yeah. And then he unalived.
family, Spanish authorities offered little help. No updates, no real leads, just silence. And then we have March 3rd. March 3rd is when a body washed ashore near where Grant disappeared. But here's where the story takes another turn. Apparently, Spanish officials knew the body washed ashore, but didn't tell the family until over a month later. This is according to James Barr. When speaking on the efforts of the Spanish police, he told the outlet The Spanish Eye, quote, "The last time we were all there searching for Grant for 2 weeks, he was already found. However, they didn't even suggest that there was something they were looking into. For over a month, the Barrs kept searching while Grant's remains sat unidentified. It wasn't until April 4th that Grant's remains were ID'd. His father, Michael Barr, posted to Facebook, writing, "It is with profound sadness that I speak of the passing of my youngest son, Grant. Grant had been missing in Spain since January 28th. His remains were discovered and confirmed through DNA. As a father, my world will never be the same. The same may be true for all who knew and loved him. I ask God for the strength to carry on with courage and love in my heart, and I give thanks for the prayers and kind thoughts from all who knew and loved him. God bless us all." And here's the reality. We have a young man. His life was tragically cut short, little explanation, many questions still left unanswered. He was an adventurer, a skydiver, a sailor, a man chasing.
I'm pretty sure every town in Florida has a Waffle House, especially the closer you get to Orlando. I don't know if they have any on the west side, though. I've never seen one in Naples. They might. 3 blocks. Sorry, I'm walking through the dark house. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's ridiculous. Family's the last to know.
His pilot's license. In another post, his father wrote that Grant had a gigantic thirst for life.
He loves sailing. He was a certified skydiver and had been working on his pilot's license. These are probably 3 things that I probably never do: skydiving and pilot. Sailing I'd probably do, but skydiving and pilot now. Could you imagine me being a pilot? That'd be freaking
Over a photo of his son at the helm of a boat. So how did he die, right? That's the question. How did he die? Well, authorities ruled Grant's cause of death to be from drowning. But this doesn't really explain why his belongings were found separately, right? Maybe it does. There's also no explanation for what has been reported, this month-long delay in notifying the family. And Grant's family also had to wait even longer to receive his remains. His brother James told the Spanish Eye after...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Waffle Houses and strip clubs go hand in hand, right? I don't think they allow pilots if they have ADHD. Yeah, I know it's different in different countries, I think. Woke up around 5 or 6 later on and got out of bed about an hour ago. So you're like 4 hours behind us. I get my bone marrow taken next week, and the C is in 4 areas, including what the hell? 2. Did you say 2, 3? I think you told me that before. Right now it's 10:40. It is 1:40 here. We'll catch up eventually. Yeah, I hope you get good news. We're always here for you, Heather. Heather, you're amazing. You're an amazing person. After a weekend back and forth between the courts and the coroner's office, his remains were released on Friday, and we were able to cremate him. So they cremated him. That sucks. They'll never know now.
After a week back and forth between the courts and the coroner's office, his remains were released on Friday, and we were able to cremate him and finally bring him home. Friday would have been April 11th, so over a month.
So they did all of this in Spain, right? They cremated him there.
Month since Grant Washington.
I wonder if they keep any toxicology reports or stuff like that. Do they do that in Spain before they cremate? I don't know.
Up on shore. And even more odd is the lack of response from the Spanish authorities. Was it an accident? Could it have been something else? As I mentioned, his remains were finally cremated, brought home. His brothers James and Luke shared a haunting tribute with the Spanish.
It's always good to see Lisa Joe in here. I think I'm saying that right. In my experience, women do much better than men do in bone marrow collections. Men are sissies, absolutely. You were stuck in Top Chat. What is Top Chat? I don't even know what Top Chat is. Radiation or likely chemo. Taking my bone marrow, then more things I can't keep track. Well, we're here for you, Heather, for sure.
Eye writing, our brother passed on doing what he loved, facing the sea in its magnificent beauty and terrible might. Most beloved Grant, we did not know that you were so many steps ahead of us. We will catch up to you soon and be with you in paradise.
Don't you think that's weird how they just cremated him and they didn't? I always yeah, better sissies and everything. Absolutely. I used to be brave, not anymore.
Paradise. And according to Barr's LinkedIn page, he had worked for Citibank. He was currently working at the Bank of New York Mellon Corporation. The BNY team released a statement on his passing, writing, "We're deeply saddened by the passing of our colleague, Grant Barr. On behalf of Grant's coworkers and the entire BNY team, we wish to express our deepest sympathies to his family, and we will be supporting them at this incredibly difficult time."
It's so good to see Miss Barb in here. I haven't seen Miss Barb for a while. I hope you're well, Miss Barb. We love you here. They do surgery to remove them. Yeah, we love you, Heather, for sure. Don't make me come down there. Yeah, many men, especially when guys are sick. Oh my God, you never hear the end of it.
Now it's time to bring in Tom Smith, retired NYPD detective, co-host of the Gold Shield Show. Tom, thanks so much for coming on and taking the time to talk about this really, really difficult case. I mean, let's just start. What can you tell us? What do you think about the location, the condition of Grant's abandoned belongings, right? The pants, the passport, the boating license. What does that tell you?
Well, you know, to look at this case, you have to kind of go backwards. And the one glaring thing that sticks out to me is the relationship and the breakup that he was going through and why he was there to kind of get away from that. The leaving your belongings on a beach, sometimes when people have that state of mind, is a sign of here's where I am, you know, an easy locator for people. Instead of scouring the entire country looking for me, this is where I am in the case of a possible suicide. You know, they wanted to make it easier for the families to maybe locate them. And that has been done many times before, either away or even in this country, that indicators are left of where I was. You know, that may be a sign of this, but I think a bigger question is what was going on in his mind and his background with this breakup. I think is going to be a focal point.
This is a fair statement right here. They're chasing their asses because they can't tell their head from their it's fucking classic. That's a good one. That is a good one.
Any investigation.
James, his brother, said likely drowned, but didn't know where exactly his remains were found. And that sense of mystery from the Spanish authorities, that I'm not sure I follow that. Is it maybe they didn't want to tell the family because they were doing their own independent investigation? But that doesn't make sense. You have to alert the family, right?
Yeah, I don't know why that was done, and the delay in that is very puzzling because the FBI should have been involved in this and had some sort of liaison there with the Spanish government or police agency who was running it and the families to be updated on anything that comes out, especially a body, being recovered. I don't think a body is getting recovered every single day in that area. And there's probably one missing person that they're investigating. So you put two and two together. And I don't know why the family wasn't even just notified, hey.
I agree with this guy. I don't understand why. I don't know if they do that. I don't know if they do a automatic autopsy or whatever, but it doesn't seem like they did.
We may have some information stand by as we conduct our investigation, but keep the FBI involved in that because it's important. He's the U.S. citizen.
You deserve it, Barb. You deserve the break. It just I get a little nervous when I don't see people for a while. I'm gonna need to call you soon. If you make it look like murder, the family could benefit more. Exactly.
Citizen, U.S. and the FBI is involved in this.
So look, I think it's pretty fair to say that our content shows how important personal safety is, right? And I think that is especially true when it comes to protecting your online.
My experience is if there was an autopsy conducted, there's water in his lungs and in his throat or whatever. Okay. There's going to have to be more done, or there should have been more done with any trauma to the rest of his body. I don't know if that was any information that was released, but that's also all part of it. But as far as just drowning goes, the coroner's report of just lungs, water in his lungs is going to be the compelling factor.
The length of time that you have a body in the water, we talk about environmental factors all the time. That has to have some sort of impact. And look, I don't know anything about Spanish authorities or their forensic team, but you and I both know that that can have an effect. And I'm not sure of the waters there, but what should we be thinking about?
Yeah, that is true.
Did he say Costa del Sol?
Water destroys the body very quickly, not even just the water, but everything in the water, fish, other animals that take, food from what the body can produce for them. So all of that is a factor when it comes to a body being in the water. And it can hamper a autopsy or an investigation. But for the most part, a lot of times when they are recovered, the correct, finality of it does come out with the cause of death.
I do wonder, and again, there's little information on this, so we're just trying to piece it together. I wonder if sadly Grant's body was in a condition where he might not have been easily identifiable to Spanish authorities, and they had to do, they talked about DNA, right? A DNA as the way that he was ID'd.
Hold on a second. This looks like a really good place. I know who's fragile, who isn't listening. Yes, exactly. It makes you wonder how often this happens. I do want to share this. A lot of history here for sure. This is the Gibraltar Strait here. So this is Costa del Sol in here. Let's tour this place. Look at this. Let's go to Spain. Wow. Look at this ocean. Wow. A lot of history here for sure. Are those oranges? Nice place. Let's go. Look at these mountains. This is 2024. This photo was in 2024. This is from a plane here. I'm going to Spain. Look at these palm trees. Nice place. All right, let's get back to this here. Yeah, it's beautiful. If they do an autopsy, yeah. I don't think they did. What am I doing? Let's get out of here. Stop that there. There we go.
Is that typically how it's done? Is that done in situations where on the surface you can't tell who the person is?
Sure. These days, that's the only way to do it, especially when the condition of the body might be the way it was. DNA today is very quick. It can be done quickly. And in this case, we don't know if it was because of this delay, which still is very puzzling in why it took so long. But the DNA is going to be the way he was identified.
Do you usually know what kind of DNA, like what is a sample that they take from a dead body in order to identify who the person is? Do you know?
No, it could be a number of things. His tissue, his saliva.
If I had a chest like Dolly Parton, I'd never leave the house.
Traces of I don't know if there's any blood left in him at that point, which there probably is, but all things like that. And DNA experts are experts for that reason. They can figure out which body part or what fluid they can test in order to identify them.
Do you think that there could have been jurisdictional issues at play? You're dealing with a United States citizen who dies abroad in Spain, this interplay between U.S. and Spanish authorities. Do you think that affected any part of this investigation?
You hope not, because in the end, it's somebody's family member's dead, and that should be the paramount investigation.
Yeah, this doesn't sound right to me. It could be just an accident, could be just like that, but they should have done a small investigation, I would have thought.
And the focus of the investigation, not a jurisdictional nonsense, whose is it or who isn't it. But the FBI, like I said, I hope played a big part in this, in the U.S. Embassy as well, in running this investigation and keeping the information flowing to the family. I don't know. The only thing I could think of, Jesse, is if they had some sort of investigation going with something else going on in that area or other crimes that were committed in that area, they wanted to see if that was part of it. That was the only other thing that popped into my head with why there would have been a delay with releasing this.
But the fact that what we know so far, and particularly since the body has now been cremated, right? Does it signal to you that there's a conclusion there was no foul play, there was no struggle, there was no evidence of trauma? Is that a fair conclusion based on what we're seeing right now?
Yeah, I would say so, because I think there would have been more of a dialogue if there was with the family, with the Spanish government, and possibly, the American authorities like the FBI. I think there would have been more of a dialogue if there was something that led to another crime or a crime in this circumstance.
Do they do toxicology tests on the body as well?
Thank you. Thank you for asking that question.
Typically?
Depends where you are. Toxicology reports take a long time. I don't know how, that part of Spain conducts any investigations. Could they have? Sure. I think it would have been smart in this case to do so because of the mystery involving him.
They did the same freaking thing in the Micah Miller case. They didn't do an autopsy. I don't think they did a toxicology either. So nobody will know now. That should be like an automatic, especially if they don't know. With an unintentional water episode, though, I think they can tell by the water in the lungs. But sometimes you can't be 100% sure of that either. But I think that should be like a mandatory thing, especially if you don't know 100% exactly. I think you should at least do a blood test or a toxicology report.
His death. I think, when you have a mystery like this, you check every box you can when it comes to an investigation. And you hope it was done or it was mentioned. And if it wasn't, I'd be surprised why.
It's not the first time we've covered cases where people go missing abroad, or the worst.
He's dead? The fisherman's dead? That guy died? Ugh. That case is so freaking weird. That guy's nothing but a piece of dog shit, John Michael Miller. I hate that guy.
And it makes you wonder, what is the role of American authorities in that investigation?
Did I say John Michael Miller? I mean, John Paul Miller. I think it's John Paul Miller.
How does it usually work? Because the State Department actually released a statement. They confirmed Barr's death, according to Fox News Digital. They said they offer our sincerest condolences. How does that relationship work? How do American authorities get involved when someone goes missing abroad?
Well, agents would be sent there either from the embassy, that there are FBI personnel at the embassy, to conduct investigations or be part of investigations like this. Are they going to walk into the Spanish?
Yeah, this case here could be motive, no doubt. There's definitely motive. Especially for the fact that he was taking a vacation to, I don't know, get some zen in his brain for a breakup. I mean, I think this case should have been investigated for sure.
Spanish government and take it over? No, but they want to be part of it to get the information because it is a U.S. citizen and it is their responsibility to cover and take care of the welfare of U.S. citizens when they are in other countries, especially.
Miss Barb, thank you so much for coming in. I'm glad to know that you're okay. I've been missing you in the chat, but I'm glad you've been taking a break, and we miss you 100%. I hope you're well. Have a great weekend. We love you, Miss Barb. Always thinking about you for sure. Complete douchebag. Yeah, he needs to go to prison. He does. The guy's going to do it again. It's just a matter of time, right? It's just bad news. He's just a dick.
Especially when crimes are committed or something like this, someone's missing. So they would play a pivotal role in this. And, the relationships I've always had in other countries was always good.
Talking about a baby. You see him crying on the ground. It was my good Lord. All right, so we'll keep an eye on this here. It's just strange how they didn't invest. They might be, who knows. Usually Interpol is involved in stuff like this here. But I don't know what they do in Spain. I would think that they'd be fairly similar to the United States when it comes to toxicology reports and stuff like that. But welcome back, Heather. Hope you're well. Have a wonderful week, Barb, if you can. All right, so I just want to move on to this. This was done. Hold on a second. And then we'll get into some of the stuff going on around here. Wishing everyone very blessed and happy Easter. Thank you, Hanson. Passes us around. Yeah, no kidding. I just don't like the guy. I don't like anybody that does stuff like that. It's just, and he'll never be arrested for that. He may be arrested for other things, but he won't be arrested for that. All right, what am I doing? Let's stop sharing this here, and I'm going to go to this here. Miss Barb is awesome. Okay, so another case coming out of West Haven, Connecticut here. This was done a day ago.
Secured investigators were dispatched.
So a woman was found dismembered in West Haven, Connecticut, and her son was charged with attempted arson. This has been going on for a couple of days here. I believe this is the press conference here. This is in Connecticut. Hold on a second here. See if I can give you a backstory on this here. A woman's body was found dismembered in around 14 trash bags when police went to a West Haven home for a welfare check in March. And a woman's son has been charged with attempted arson, but not, I don't know if they charged him with red rum yet.
This is regarding an incident that took place on the 24th of March. The West Haven Police Department, through the ERS Dispatch Center, received a call on March 24th at 6:30 p.m. requesting a welfare check at 28 Nashawina Avenue.
If you guys can't hear that, I put on the Hanson. Did I say Hanson?
The responding officers gained entry into the house and found evidence of a body decomposing. The house was secured, investigators were dispatched, and a search warrant was applied for and granted to conduct a search of the house. The search resulted in the discovery of a body which was dismembered and placed in plastic trash bags. There was also evidence that there was an attempted arson at the house. Through an extensive emphasis on extensive investigation, which consisted of thousands of potential pieces of evidence, the suspect of the arson attempt was identified. He is.
So if you can't hear that, let me know. It's a press conference, so the sound's going to be shitty. There's just nothing I can do about it. Oh my God, I gotta see that again. Everybody's laughing. Oh my God, another one. This will be a YouTube viral video for sure. Hold on a second, I gotta see this again. I gotta take the ticker off of it too. Hold on. Watch everybody's face.
Consisted of thousands of potential pieces of evidence. The suspect of the arson attempt was identified. He is. Forward here. He is Theodore Lloyd, 122797.
Woman's face is priceless. I shouldn't be laughing. Oh, I should not be laughing. I gotta do it again. Oh my God, this is classic. I needed this. Watch this woman's face right here.
Arson attempt was identified. He is. Forward here. He is Theodore Lloyd, 1220, and he is charged by warrant for attempted arson. He was taken into custody and
Like Frank Drebin from Police Squad. I wonder how he parked his car.
Hartford on
I needed that one.
14th
That was
of this
good.
month and turned over to the West Haven Police Department. The victim's body was in such a state of decomposition that positive identification took some time. Through DNA examination and comparison, the identity of the victim was found to be Tina Lloyd, 3/20/1955.
Good to see you, Hanson. Welcome in. Hope everything's well. That was I just said that was that's classic. That'll be a viral video for sure in a blooper reel somewhere.
This investigation is ongoing as more forensic evidence still has to be analyzed. There will be more charges filed relating to this incident. Through the investigation, it has been determined that
Poor guy.
Theodore Lloyd acted alone. I would like to commend and thank the members of the department standing behind me for their dedication and tenacity in their investigation. I would also like to thank those who assisted in this investigation, Walmart, Home Depot, GA22, and Hartford Police Department, Mayor Borer for her support, as well as the support of the West Haven Board of Police Commissioners. Thank you. We will open it up to questions. My PIO will take over for the question.
Scott, can you tell us just the relationship between the victim and the woman, Tina? Were they was it son and mother, or
Son and mother, yes.
any problems? Any idea what led up to this?
That is
So just to let everybody know about the Waterbury, Connecticut case where, with the guy that was trapped in his house for 20 years, basically right around the corner here.
still under investigation. We do know that he's been there a long time prior to this. He went to high school here. It really hasn't been a problem. I think he had one arrest in 2018 from.
I'm sorry, man. That was cloud. I shouldn't be laughing. It's an unaliving, but it's just whenever I see shit like that, I just can't stop laughing. It's just
minor argument with his mother, but
Was there any kind of a restraining order that she took out?
I don't believe so.
What brought officers to the home?
So the older son called in and wanted to have a welfare check done on his mother because he hasn't heard or seen her. Her landlord hasn't seen or heard from her. So we went there to conduct a welfare check on her.
For how long have they not heard from her?
I'll say a month, maybe 2 weeks to a month, maybe.
Can you explain why Home Depot and the other
Sure.
organizations were involved?
So through investigation, obviously he was seen leaving Walmart with particular items, and we were able to gain that footage from those companies along with other receipts and stuff pertaining to the items he had.
It's been reported that there were some plastic gloves, a chainsaw, electric chainsaw, containers. bins.
Unbelievable.
Can you talk about anything that's found specific?
Yes, that's correct. So the
Sorry, can you list what was
I cannot. Can you list the items that were?
There were several.
come up? Yeah, no, the microphones.
There were several cutting utensils. There was an electric chainsaw and things of that nature.
Anything to conceal anything, plastic bags, anything like that?
Yeah, a lot of the items were concealed in plastic bags and either in an attempt to be hidden or destroyed, but that was all retrieved.
So they haven't arrested. I don't think they've arrested him on the actual unaliving yet, but they probably arrested him with the attempted arson to hold him in custody until they can get more. That's my guess.
ID unit.
In terms of the number of plastic bags found with body parts, how many bags did I heard two different numbers?
The bags containing body parts, approximately.
Yeah, when it goes bad, it goes bad. Oh, the whole thing, like right.
14 to 16, but overall probably 25 to 30 bags.
Can you talk about, just
What? 25 to 30 bags? What? Hold on a second. Unit in terms of the number of plastic bags found with body parts.
how many bags did it? I've heard two different numbers.
The bags containing body parts, approximately 14 to 16.
Wow.
Overall probably 25 to 30 bags.
What the
Can
hell?
you talk about, just the absolute brutality of that? I mean, how are your officers doing? That must have been horrific to have the investigators walk through that. That's, this is not something you see every day.
Correct. But
Correct.
out of respect to the family, yeah, I'd rather not comment on that.
Is it your intention?
Wow. That's a lot of bags, bro. Yeah, it's good to see you, Hanson. Hanson. We got tornado sirens just went off going to the save from. There's tornadoes in Arkansas? I'll have to look into that for you. Hold on a second. Yeah, stay safe, buddy. I'll hold on a second. Well, go do your thing. I'm gonna look at it.
To seek a warrant to charge somebody with the homicide?
Yes, there will be future charges pending. That depends on a lot of forensic evidence that still has yet to be retrieved. But any charges from here forward would be by warrant.
Oh yeah.
Where is Mr. Long?
He is being detained by a Connecticut correctional facility.
Approximately how long do we know the body parts were there, or how long he's been dead?
Approximately 2 months.
Was there discovery made on the second floor in a bedroom, closet, or bedroom, or where were things discovered? Can you talk about that at all?
Most of the items that had any type of evidentiary value were in the second floor.
The warrant says that basically the officers responding smelled.
Okay, so hold on a second. Okay, so this is coming out of I think this is Tulsa, Oklahoma here. So this is the cold front that's so McAllister. One second, let me go. Where are you? You're in Arkansas, right? You said, damn it. Oh, they don't have positional here. So McAllister, is that McAllister? Let me go back here. And then this is Fayetteville here. This is Fayetteville. So we'll keep an eye on this for you here. It looks like it's lifting kind of north, though. There's Tulsa right there. But yeah, be safe for sure. But it's right in here. This is the battle zone here. Cold here, warm here. So we'll keep an eye on it for you. Let's go back to this here. Stay safe, buddy. Fort Smith. Okay, thank you. Yeah, you'll be getting that shortly. Where were we? We were here.
Something that smelled like decomposition.
Mm-hmm.
Was that apparent upon entering the house, or was it not until they got up to the second floor?
No, you had to be inside the residence to notice the smell of decomposition.
How are the officers doing? It's a traumatic thing for them to go through. Any counseling?
I really can't speak on that. Every officer deals with that in their own way.
We encourage the officers that there's something like this too. If you need to talk to somebody, there's obviously means that we can do that and get that for them. So we have either someone coming here to talk to everybody who showed up as a whole, or if individual officers are seeking.
Hold on a second. Let me we are here. So Little Rock, Arkansas. This is coming from the Little Rock, Arkansas. So you got a tornado watch in effect. These Arkansas counties, Benton, Crawford, Logan, Scott, Boone, Franklin, all of these counties. This is in effect until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time for the fall. So this is, these are the counties here. So it's a watch, not a warning, but it's still, and of course there's a flood watch here. Still, so from 7, effective until 7. Just to let you know that there, that's from Little Rock. Take care of our buddy Arctic here. So I'll keep this up. I'll keep this radar up while we're doing this. All right. So usually there's the watch. The watches, what they do is if there's a history of the cell itself producing any type of spin up, they'll do a watch. Those are automatic. The warnings is the one to, but it can turn into a warning quickly. So I'm keeping the radar up for you. So let's go back to this here.
Can you explain the arson charge?
Woman doing chaos is in here. Hey, woman, good to see you. Woman is in here. It's awesome. Everybody's in here tonight. It's good to see everybody. I haven't seen people for a while. Super Dino, is your phone charged? Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go back to this here.
So throughout the house, there was
So we're just going over this case in West Haven, Connecticut. This was just done a day ago. And they've arrested the son on attempted arson. So I'm assuming they're holding him here on the attempted arson charge to charge him basically later for the unaliving. But no, who knows?
paper type stuff, lighter fluid found, indicative to this is set up to catch on fire. And that's what led to the attempted arson charge.
And you're expecting homicide charges for the same?
We don't know. We're still waiting for a lot of evidentiary value from the ME, and it's still under investigation right now. But once that's all clear, then we'll.
It's so good to see a woman in here. It's awesome to see you. Awesome to see everybody in here. Doodlebug too. Doodlebug's in here. Never use poison or cheap mousetraps. Just get an owl. Owls will take care of all of your mice.
Find the proper charges to charge Miss Lloyd.
I know Scotty might have said it before, apologize, but their relationship, were you guys ever called there, trouble, any of the previous service calls there, anything at all?
So I think it was back in 2018. I think we went there for some type of incident between him and his mother. I mean, nothing crazy. It was either a
It's so funny because I see all you guys around on other channels, and it almost seems like I'm stalking everybody, like Dirty Diana, like, and then I show up in her live chat. She must think I'm stalking her. Same thing with Woman. I see her everywhere. Doodlebug too. You guys are so awesome. All great people. You have 2 outdoor cats, and they get them before they come in. Yep. We have 6 cats, and a mouse will not last 2 seconds in here. Between the dogs, the cats, we stalk each other. Absolutely. Heather Brown and Reno Dino. Everywhere. It must be like, oh my God, it's him again.
Nothing. Not that I'm aware of, no.
Was the mother the only resident of the home? Did the son live there as well?
He lived there until his arrest, and I think
we just can't get rid of him.
He moved out after that because of the protective order and everything else.
Living there with the body in the home?
No. So he started to come back and revisit his mother, and I don't know if they were trying to rekindle a relationship or whatever, but just as of recently, he came back to the house. So he's been living in another town since then.
So then, just a good question. So then the body parts were there. Sorry to be graphic, but I just want to be clear. When the body parts were there in the bags, the son was not living in the house in a bedroom or in a couch or anything like that.
No. I mean, he may have stayed there a day or
Right,
two,
he
but no, it
wasn't
wasn't full time.
He wasn't a resident.
No.
You know, it was I believe an older brother who called police and met you there. Do you know how many siblings there are? You have the younger brother who's charged right now, the older brother who called police.
I believe it's just those two, just two, the older brother and the younger brother.
Just the 2 of them?
Yes.
And do you know why? I mean, I know the landlord had called and hadn't heard from her tenant in a while prior to all this. But do you know why between November, December, and when this?
Well, we love your channel. I love the channel. Dirty Diana's channel is awesome. Very, very good. So I know Steve Myers. So I'm struggling to keep my eyes open today. You okay? I hope you're all right. So I'm gonna keep stalking you. I hope you're okay. I hope you're well. It is late though. Not late for me. It's this is my awake time right now. This is when I'm usually probably the most awake because I've done all the coffee thing. So
This was discovered, I mean, was there any effort that you were aware of to contact her?
I mean, yeah, we've made, I believe we made numerous attempts to contact her, try to find her. She was mostly friends with the landlord and really not many other, and she was the main drive to reach out to her to find out if she's seen her, and she hasn't, and the kids too. So she was kind of like a home person, never really went out much, and so there's really nobody else to reach out.
do you know a stalker? No. He might have been a victim of stalking, but not. Yeah, my lives usually put people to sleep, so you're in the right place. If you want to go to sleep, just listen to one of my lives. It's like a baseball game in the afternoon. It'll knock you right out. Mars is in Leo and the sun is in Taurus today, so it could be that. You just slept all day. Who's Mars and who's Leo?
So all of her sons and the landlord were the closest to her.
Was she reported missing?
No, she's not.
Was there anything else in the house that stood out to investigators besides?
This is really just a sad case. I mean, this woman obviously just, who knows?
I don't believe so. I think those are the main things too that we collected and everything else. Any further questions?
I guess just lastly,
Sure.
The gruesomeness of this case.
See, I myself personally have a time of the month every day. So, God, if I could just take a nap, that'd be great. I'm Virgo. The South Node is in Virgo until 2026. You're a Virgo? Years ago, I used to sleep so well. I do sleep better now since I have my my Zoloft and my melatonin now. Makes sense. When maybe sleep more. I'd be in bed right now again if I didn't have to eat Taco Bell and prep my kids' Easter stuff. The things we do for our kids, right?
Is something anyone ever seen in their career here in West Haven?
As far as me, I've been here 22 years and I have never seen anything like this. I can't speak for everybody up here who has more time than me, but I have never seen anything like this in my 22 years in this police department. If that's it, good. I just want
If Arctic Fox is still in here, it does seem like it's lifting a little bit away from you guys. But I'll keep keeping an eye on it for you. Okay, so let's get out of this here. I'll keep following this here. Well, we'll play this one here. This was really quick here. 3 minutes. They arrested this guy here.
And we begin with shock and sadness in a West Haven neighborhood. Police say they discovered bags of body parts inside a house.
A 70-year-old woman is dead and the victim's son is in custody tonight. He is not charged with murder right now. News 8 investigative reporter Jeff Darian live at police headquarters in West Haven with the latest. Jeff.
Hey there, guys. Veteran police officers, folks with decades on the job, say they have never seen anything like this. body parts inside garbage bags inside of a house. Investigators spending more than 2,800 hours on this case, trying to solve a murder mystery. What exactly happened at 28 Nashawina Avenue? A quiet street, a quaint neighborhood, but behind the doors of this ordinary house, something so chilling, it sounded like the stuff from a horror movie. The discovery made by police, plastic bags, each one, detectives say, filled with body parts.
The bags containing body parts, approximately 14 to 16, but overall probably 25 to 30 bags.
A 70-year-old woman, Tina Lloyd, found late last month. Her son is...
Oh, let me get rid of these now. I got to read this comic because it's classic. You made a coffee when I got Dave's notification. You should. You should. It's almost sleepy time. I have no issues sleeping. My doctor has me on a script for Thorazine. A few of those and I'll sleep for days. What is Thorazine? I don't think I've ever heard of that. I can look it up. I can Google it. When I went nuts, I got first I was on lorazepam, and then that didn't do anything. The first doctor gave me Ambien. That didn't do anything at all. In fact, it made it worse. And then they gave me the Zoloft. And then once I got the Zoloft, I was turned on to the melatonin, the gummies, the little gummies. And well, first I was taking the liquid, and then I got onto the because the liquid is nasty. It's given to treat schizophrenia. Okay. But now I have the gummies and then the Zoloft and then 50 milligrams of Zoloft and then I'm out like a light. Different things, all three of them. Those are for different things, all three of them. Oh, you want a peanut buster parfait? What the hell is a peanut buster parfait? You guys are making me hungry now. Toronto Maple Leafs didn't play tonight, so no beers for me. They're going to lose. Are they playing the Canadiens? No, they wouldn't be playing the Canadiens. All right, so let's shift gears here. I want to go to this possible. This has been coming up for a while on my feed here, so I wanted to go through this. So the first one I'm going to play is this is one of the greatest women in the world here. This is an interview with Jane Borowski. She's the only survivor from the Connecticut River Valley unaliver, and she was on Banfield the day ago because there's some sort of a spree of unalived bodies found across certain parts of New England, and there's a whole bunch of people online saying that there might be an SKer. This woman here was a victim of an SKer, and she survived. She's the only survivor, actually, that we know of. And that's her podcast right there, Invisible Tears podcast. This woman went through hell, and she's still going through hell. People still attack her for no reason. This woman here, to me, is a hero. So authorities have not identified a connection between several bodies found recently in the Eastern Seaboard, but podcaster Jane Borowski, who believes she survived an attack by the Connecticut River Valley SKer, tells Banfield it's worth considering that the deaths may be related. I don't think this case here is related to anything that she went through, but I've seen them rule out an SKer before, and then years down there, they did that in didn't they just do that in Washington for an SKer out there? So anyways, this is her interview with Banfield.
Was 7 months pregnant when she was attacked by the Connecticut River Valley serial killer. She was stabbed 27 times and miraculously lived to.
And she was pregnant at the time. So she was attacked here in Swansea, which is just outside of Keene. This is New Hampshire here. But these, I've done 8 or 9 lives. I was just out there in Unity where they were searching that house again. We went out to New London a few weeks ago, and I did that on location near to the sanctuary. We went to West Unity and Unity, but these are where all of the victims in the Connecticut River Valley unaliving were found here. So She is the only survivor. She was found. She was over here in Swansea.
To tell about it. It happened in Swansea, New Hampshire in 1988. And it happened after 7 women were found.
So these are all of the, obviously the deceased. This one here, I don't think that all of these cases are connected. I think this one here may not be. But anyways.
Stabbed to death in the same area. All were victims of the same man, and Jane is believed to be his only survivor. She now hosts the podcast Invisible Tears, and she is here with me now live. First of all, my goodness, Jane, I'm so glad that you're here with me, and I cannot.
She's such an awesome person for, 1, surviving this attack, and 2, being able to at least aid in the investigation, although it hasn't gone very far, put it that way.
Believe that you survived 27 stab wounds. I want to ask you about that in a moment, but first, what are your thoughts about the story I presented with 7 sets of remains and officials saying nothing to see here?
I find it suspicious. For first, I came across it online about a month ago. And then I started doing some research, and I'm like, this is awful suspicious. It just didn't sound right that they weren't connected, and the law enforcement was just so adamant about, all these cases not being suspicious. It just didn't sound right to me.
You have such a stake in a story like this, and I want to ask you, what is the responsibility here between law enforcement not creating panic and yet law enforcement making sure that people like you and I are safe when we're out and about?
I think if they come forward and are honest that there may be some suspicious activity going on, I don't think that's going to spread panic. But what I think it will do is make people more vigilant. Like, make sure they do the buddy system when they're going jogging or going for walks, or letting somebody know where they are at all times. I think it's about keeping.
This woman here, she sat down for an interview with one of the local stations around here for, I think they did 6 hours. I think it was like 6 hours. They had to sit down and do an interview with the local media station here. And they literally played like 3 minutes of the 6 hours she was interviewed for. Unbelievable.
Keeping yourself safe. And so as far as them saying, well,
so we were here, we went out here. This was, I believe this was in Unity here. This is where we were. There were 2 bodies. The 2 bodies were found in Unity.
They're afraid to, spread fear. I think the opposite. I think they should be letting people know that, you need to be, more aware of your surroundings and be safe.
Yeah, and they should talk to you because, my God, your attack, 27 stab wounds at the hand of the Connecticut River Valley serial killer, and it is still unsolved, Jane. I didn't realize that. That person is still out there. Actually, let me ask you, do you think that person is still out there, or do you think that person may be dead by now?
I don't know. Supposedly I'm the last one that he attacked. I'm the only survivor. And I don't know if he's still around, if maybe he's incarcerated or.
So no, they never caught this guy. Strangely enough, I'll go through this in a couple minutes, but strangely enough, there's this guy here, this guy, whoever this was in operation around here in New Hampshire anyways, from, I think it was early 80s to like 1988. Then there was the New Bedford highway killer who was in basically southern Massachusetts, in New Bedford highway area, between 1988 and 1989. So my thinking has been always that I wonder if this serial killer here moved down to Massachusetts.
Maybe he's dead, or I don't know. I don't know if he's still around or not. I really have no idea.
We've been putting up two of these images. To me, they look very different. Is there one of these two images that looks more like the man that you remember, or how is your memory after?
You know how many times she's been asked that question? Like, how does she know what, like, oh, did she go live? Heather Brown is back. Hi, Heather. Yeah, she had, this woman here, probably saw the attacker, but I'm pretty sure that she wasn't like just, oh my God, let me make a mental note of what this guy looks like while she's being attacked and stabbed 27 times while pregnant. So I don't know, just the fear itself, if she actually really got a good look at the guy. And she's been berated over the years for that. And I think that's, whoever's been doing that is just sick. Those people are just sick individuals, man.
For such a horrifying attack.
The one on the left is the actual composite that I did. The one on the right is something totally different. But the one on the left is definitely the composite that I did.
Yeah, because
so if you listen to her story about how she actually came up with this sketch, it's hard to believe that she was actually able to come up with anything at all.
one on the right looks completely different. The hairline looks different. Everything looks different. Maybe it was the police trying to suggest maybe this is what he looks like if he's got a wig or glasses on. But can I ask you, how on earth did you survive 27 stab wounds?
I was pregnant. I was 7 months pregnant. And I truly believe I survived because of my daughter. My daughter wanted to live. So it gave me the strength to live and to survive. She ended up surviving also, which she blessed me with a granddaughter. So yeah, I feel blessed and I'm thankful that I did survive.
I'm going to call you again because we're going to continue to watch this story as the details come out. Jane Borowski, thank you so much for being alive and for.
It's my lifelong thing here now is this case here, and there was a serial killer who was in between these two. Connecticut's River Valley guy here, the New Bedford highway guy, and then the Maine South Woodsman guy that I've been following in detail. I just did the Mindy West locations last week, the recording on that. So there were basically 3 serial killers around just in different decades. But this is my life. This is what I'm trying to do this here, figure this out. I'm pretty sure this guy is either dead or because this has been a long time, but I hope she gets some answers here. So let's go to this one here. Hold on a second. This is what was the motive? Did he SA her? No. So basically what happened is she was coming home from the fair, the Cheshire Fair, at night, and she stopped to have or to get a drink from a soda machine, and then he just attacked her in a car, and then she fought like hell in the parking lot, and then he took off, and then she finally got back into her car. She drove down the road to a friend's house, and the attacker was following her. So all right, so let's go to this here. A second, let me get out of this here. All right, so this is the new, hold on a second. right here. This is I got this update here from Bob Ward too. So this is what they're talking about now, this day and age here. So the idea that a serial killer could be on the prowl in New England is getting more popular. Since the beginning of March, 7 bodies have turned up in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. And they're saying these are not connected right now. So, but the online community around here anyway, social media has been all over this. But right now, law enforcement is saying they're not connected.
Last 2 months, 7 bodies have been found around New England. And while law enforcement is not connecting the cases, people online have other ideas. Boston 25 News reporter Bob Ward joins us live in Brockton. Bob, the talk is getting loud enough for police to address these rumors.
Rachel, you know, more and more people online are paying attention to this. They are concerned that some or all of these cases might be connected and that a serial killer might be striking in New England.
In some corners of social media, like Facebook, the idea that a serial killer could be on the prowl in New England is getting more popular. This Facebook group, New England SK, has nearly 9,000 members. And in other forums, people are posting their concern that some or all of the bodies recently found in New England might be connected to each other. Since the beginning of March, 7 bodies have turned up in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. Some of the bodies are unidentified remains. The bodies discovered in Groton and Killingly, Connecticut, are close to a Rhode Island case. So far, law enforcement is not connecting the cases. However, the talk online has grown. Groton and Killingly.
So this is interesting here. So if you look at the map, there's Massachusetts here. The states in New England are very small, so it's hard to see the dividing lines here. But this is Rhode Island here. There's Rhode Island to the right here, and there's Connecticut right here. So you have, I mean, these are basically within, I'd say, 100 miles less. You have New Haven here, Newark here, Groton, Killingly, Framingham. This is the furthest one away, probably, from the others. But to me, there doesn't seem to be, even though there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a pattern here. You know, here's 91 interstate. This is, you know, if there was more, we'll go over the other serial killer that was more down in this area here in a couple seconds, but it doesn't seem like there's a major like thoroughfare with this guy's. Like if it was all on in 91 here, it'd be different, or 84 or 295 maybe, but who knows?
The Connecticut are close to a Rhode Island case. So far, law enforcement is not connecting the cases. However, the talk online has grown so loud that recently Groton, Connecticut police issued a statement that said, in part, regarding references circulating on social media about incidents in the state of Rhode Island, we currently have no information connecting.
I saw a little bit of that. The guy you were playing last night, this morning, I mean, let's just see, Case Files. He's Australian. You did. Is this the one you sent me, Paula? Pedro is Boyt. So regarding references circulating on social media about incidents in the state of Rhode Island, we currently have no information connecting these events to any of the incidents in Groton.
Those events to any of the incidents in Groton. Here in Massachusetts, the discovery of a human skull in Plymouth and another set of remains in Framingham is also being looked at. In the late 1980s, a serial killer struck the New Bedford area. 9 women murdered, 2 missing. Author Maureen Boyle covered the case at the time and wrote a book about it. She is skeptical that a new serial killer might be at work right now.
Just because you have bodies found in a variety of places in New England, that does not mean that there's a serial killer on the loose in the area.
Boyle is concerned that online speculation can hurt people.
This is not a game. These involve real people. These involve real families. This is serious business.
I checked on the two Massachusetts cases. On that body that was found in Framingham recently, the district attorney's office is saying a case is under investigation.
Uh-huh. So now I know what BOIT is. Huh.
But it does not appear that person was a victim of foul play. Now, as for the remains of the human skull that was found in the woods of Plymouth, the Plymouth County DA's office says that case remains under investigation. Reporting live from Brockton tonight, I'm Bob Ward for your local station, Boston 25 News.
All right, Bob, thank you so much for that.
What is interesting is, hold on a second, I want to play, let's play this one here. Hold on a second.
Date.
All right, so let's, I do want to play this here. Okay, so this was done a few years ago. This was actually a month ago. He did this, but this is going over the New Bedford highway killer case here. So this was a little bit of that information. So this guy here, the New Bedford highway killer, was in basically 1988 to 1989, and it was right after Jane Borowski was attacked. So you had the string of unalivings in New Hampshire and Vermont. And then right after that, you had these unalivings, New Bedford highway killer case down in Massachusetts. So I've been trying to investigate whether or not this guy just moved, especially right after he was, seen and one of the people survived. Maybe he just decided he would pick up and move.
Real people. New England's Unsolved with Bob Ward.
The New Bedford highway killing case is one of the biggest investigations in Massachusetts history. More than 35 years later, we still don't know the serial killer's identity. But as the brother of one of the victims told me, people are still talking and tips are still flowing.
Along the highways and off-ramps of the New Bedford area, a deadly secret is still tightly kept. It is along these lonely streets.
Yes, from the 30210. 3021, I mean. I don't know who that is. I don't know who from the 3021 is. I think I do. I put the screenshots up of the messages I had with Rick. The Rick I know. Oh, okay. I could have sworn they said they were from Australia. I know Fakir was from Australia. She's such a sweetheart. Who? Oh, Silky Southern Tea. I love her. She's amazing. From the 3021 is Silky Southern Tea. I'm lost. Oh, Rick Allen. Okay, sorry. Oh, damn it, Dino. Is Dino still here? I know she is. She had commented she was gonna go to my live, but I had no clue it was her. So Silky equals thank you. That's too funny. That is so awesome. I didn't know that was her. And she's not Australian. Definitely not Australian. You're gonna have to give me I'm not that smart. I eventually catch on. I know who Rick is now. Phone is worn out like him. For the love of God, I would have paid her better attention. I love. She's great. She's awesome. Dago's fine too. Dago's good too. All right, so let's do this.
Stretches of road that a serial killer plied his deadly trade.
Well, at least I know who that is now because she said she knew me. I don't know who Miss K is. Is Miss K, is she the one that calls me David, right? Miss K is awesome. I don't know who that is either, but she calls me David, so she must know who I am. There's only two people in my life that have ever called me David. That was my mom and one of the ladies I used to work with years and years ago. But I just hate the name David. My first wife used to call me that all the time, and if you ever want to get my attention, just say the name David, and then that'll do it. David.
In the late 1980s, 9 murdered women were recovered from this area. To this day, 2 remain missing. These are the dumping grounds of the New Bedford Highway Killer, a killer who to this day remains unmasked. Did you ever think this case would go unsolved for this long?
No, I never did.
Wayne Perry is the brother of Deborah DeMello.
He's in Australia. Miss K is in Australia. That must be Glass calls you Davy. Yeah. Gee, Davy. Is that Farku, you think? She's very nice. Yes. Diamond David. David Lee Roth. In fact, I want to go back and see if I stuck my foot. No, you didn't. You didn't. Yep. Yeah, everybody got a wrench last night in Dirty Diana's chant. This morning, I mean, yesterday morning. I felt honored.
In November 1988, her body was found at the Reed Road exit off Route 195 in Dartmouth. It's believed Deborah vanished in July, 4 months before her remains were found.
So she went out to work one day and she just didn't come back.
Get away from me! The late New Bedford lawyer, Kenneth Pont, was the only person ever arrested in the case, but that charge was ultimately dropped. There have been other suspects, but no arrests.
I'm very, very surprised that this case has not been solved.
Maureen Boyle is the author of Shallow Graves, The Hunt for the New Bedford Highway Serial Killer. At the time of the killing spree, Maureen was a reporter for the New Bedford Standard Times. Her book is sparking new interest in the case.
Why do you think it is? Why do you think the New Bedford Highway Killer has not been identified?
Because investigators were slow to start in the investigation, because they weren't able to identify early on that they had a serial killer in the city.
Until now, it's believed no one ever caught a glimpse of the killer. But through his Facebook page devoted to the case, Wayne Perry heard from a man with an intriguing story. The man...
Oh, you shouldn't feel like that, I don't think. Especially if you don't know the person. I know she knows me. She knew me. So this was from a while back, though. So I don't think you should feel bad about that. She's nice, though. I like Silky Southern Tea. She's great. Who is that other guy that she knows, too? Forget his name.
Said back in the summer.
See, like I said before, I try to make as many of these live chats as I can, but a lot of these live chats are on during the day, so I just don't. Who she was when I saw, I don't, but I didn't remember who she was. Yeah, right. What I do is I usually just chalk it up to like a StreamYard mistake. That's what I do. What was I saying? I was saying something about, I don't know.
Summer of '88, he passed a van pulled over near Horseneck Beach in Westport. He said he's...
At some point within the near future, I'm going to be taking a trip down to check out these locations too. I've also tried to figure out if any of these cases here with the New Bedford Highway guy might be related to the Lisk case, Rex Heuermann. Because his first, according to the investigation into the List case, his first victim was, I believe, 1992.
He saw two men struggling to throw away a large object out of the van and into the tall grass.
He said it looked to him like it was a body wrapped up in some sort of material.
It is the same general area where victim Mary Rose Santos was later found in 1989. Wayne shared pictures of the suspects with the tipster, the person twice picked out the same face.
I believe the guy 100%.
The tipster later died in a house fire. Wayne passed the information along to the DA's office.
The DA was given all this information back in 2017. They've done nothing with it.
Maureen Boyle tells me since her...
So here's yeah, it's very strange. Like I've been trying to link him with, I wish they would release his DNA, but I know they won't. So this is what I have anyways. This is so there's Massachusetts here, and this is the itinerary of the this so-called highway serial killer here. So July 3rd, Route 140 North, Freetown, just over Lakeview town line. But some of these in here that are kind of more south here, because the victims were kind of all, kind of in that same kind of victimology as Lisk, especially these two here. But anyways, these are the ones, and here's the faces here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 victims here, and these were all, all the victimology here is pretty similar to the List cases. All right, so let me go back to this here. Hold on a second. Whoops.
Also received tips that she's passed along to authorities.
Do you think the highway killer will ever be identified?
Yes, at some point, highway killer will be identified.
Why do you feel so certain about that?
People cannot get away with murder. They just can't. And from what I know of the investigators in the cold case unit, they are very determined to bring justice to victims.
The Bristol County DA's office has said this case is still open and active, and their website urges people to contact the Mass State Police Cold Case Unit at 1-855-MA-SOLVE.
This guy's been working on this case forever. Let me show you this one here. All right, we'll move on to something else, but I just wanted to cover that. Yes, they can if Ellie just finds a fall guy. Absolutely. All right, so what am I doing? I do want to go to one more case, and then I'll hold on a second here. I just wanted to go over that SKer thing because it's been popping up in my feed here for the longest time. And I know most of the people around here, especially the people who cover, social media cases and everything like that, have been all over that. Do you want to watch a high-speed chase? Let's do that. This was done. This was a few days ago. I don't know if anybody's seen this. There was a couple of them out there actually in Los Angeles, but hold on a second here. I don't know why this is doing that.
Now to breaking news where police are in pursuit.
Gil Avis overhead in Sky 5. Gil, what do we have?
So I'll play this one here. This was done a couple days ago. Police pursued an armed robbery suspect in LA County on Friday night. So this is, these are always kind of fun.
Well, Sharon, Mikey, we have armed robbery suspects here that were initially being chased by Alhambra PD. Now the LAPD has taken over the pursuit. I can tell you that just about 2 minutes ago,
You know, that's a good question. Europe is completely different than here. I think it has things to do with rights. I think that I think there should be more CCTV stuff for sure.
passenger bailed out of this vehicle just south of the 10 freeway, and they are chasing that person right now on foot. But the car continued here now on, this is going to be southbound on Vermont, back towards the 10 freeway. As I come out to a wide shot, you see the number of units there behind the vehicle. But we first learned about this pursuit coming out of the Alhambra area into the downtown LA area, made it on surface streets in downtown LA, and that's when LAPD started to follow the vehicle and try to pull it over. It's failed to yield, of course, and here we are southbound on Vermont, coming up to the 10 freeway, and LAPD trying desperately to get this vehicle stopped. We did see it driving pretty erratic here just a moment ago as it came out from underneath the 10 freeway northbound, and now we have the traffic or the car going westbound here in a neighborhood just off of Vermont.
So again, you had a number of passengers jump out of the car. The driver from
You know who I haven't seen lately either is Jocelyn. I hope she's okay. Jocelyn's amazing too. Buffalo, I think her channel is called Butterfly Kisses. She's amazing.
what we believe is the lone occupant at this point, Gil?
Well, we did hear, I believe we heard initially 3 occupants in the vehicle. So if one flopped out, we got possibly 2 remaining there, the driver and 1 other. But we're working to confirm those numbers right now. Underneath the 10 freeway right now, southbound, and it's going to pop back out here in just a moment. There's the vehicle. And so it's a Hyundai Sonata, they're calling it. And as I said, it was through downtown LA on surface streets, made its way onto Figueroa, got south of the 10 freeway, and here we go coming back at us here eastbound as the LAPD has, it looks like 5 units at least in this pursuit.
Yeah, and we're also looking at some apartment buildings in a residential neighborhood here.
These car chases, man, they're just classic.
And I'm sure that the people are probably wondering what's going on overhead with the sound of the helicopters and the sirens going by these side streets in the neighborhood. And, you know, we always want to remind people that being a looky-loo in this kind of a situation is a bad idea, and to stay indoors. And if one was able to bail out already and decide to bail out near the 10 freeway, you never know when they're going to decide to foot bail and maybe go into your backyard and look for a way to get in so that they can hide. But here he's going through a gas station here, trying to make his way and do his best to evade police, but they're right on his tail.
Right on his tail for sure. We heard that the driver did this once before, went into a shopping center parking lot, came back out, and for a time the airship was only tracking it. That was after Alhambra PD pulled off of the pursuit. It was a sheriff's helicopter that was overhead watching the vehicle. Then LAPD engaged the vehicle. Now it's an LAPD pursuit. So at this point, you see the night sunlight.
These spike strips are freaking awesome. Like whenever they use the spike strips, that's freaking amazing.
Light coming on from the airship overhead. We are on Budlong here, and we'll see which way the driver decides to go. But again, at least 5 units, if not more, of LAPD in pursuit of these suspects.
There were a number of passengers in the vehicle. This Hyundai Sonata, we know at least one of the passengers foot bailed. We have yet to confirm if there are other passengers still in that car or if the driver is the last one to be involved in this. Unclear at this point, but obviously a dangerous situation for people in this neighborhood as you deal with the cross traffic situation, which is just so dangerous. Good to see. Yeah, not stopping, but slowing down, which is progress, might be short-lived, but The last thing LAPD wants to do, or any agency, is agitate a driver and increase the level of danger. This, at this point, remains a relatively slow speed situation, and you hope it stays that way, Gil.
Absolutely. We saw a couple of times there pulling out into some heavy traffic here on Vermont, northbound here. This is north of the 10 freeway.
Some of these are classics. I used to live by these. I forget who used to do them all the time live. I think it was, I forget his name now. Ickadmel. Was it Ickadmel? I used to do these live. Some of these are fantastic, like classics. I call them classics. It's like the woman driving the van. Remember that?
Freeway once again. So I'll pull out wider so you can get a perspective not only of the officers behind, but the traffic ahead of the vehicle as it approaches this intersection here. As I zoom in, it's got a green light. That's a good sign. And hopefully everybody sees the units coming behind with lights and sirens. Yeah, but you're right, Micah. Slower speeds here, and that's good news for anybody that's out here on the roads right now.
Yeah, definitely better at this speed, but it also gives a chance for the LAPD to perform a pit maneuver once they get the space for it when they're at lower speeds. And so I don't know if you're hearing that on the scanner yet, Gil, if that's what, they've been given the go on the pit maneuver. And if
whatever happened to him, whatever happened to Ickadmel? I know the last time I heard that he was in a lawsuit with what's his face, but I haven't heard from him. I wonder if he might be under another name.
if that's going to be a tactic or maybe perhaps a spike strip that could be up ahead?
Both are questionable right now, Sheriff, because of the nature of the crime, armed robbery. So we'll see if they decide to try to do a pit maneuver. Look at this move, wrong side of the road. So the driver not certainly willing to jump onto the wrong side of the road here and run red lights, but keeping the speeds down right now is a key for safety right now. But you can see how the driver now ramping up, just as I say that, coming up to almost 50 miles an hour here on northbound on Vermont.
And to watch the LAPD potentially back off a bit if the speeds get too high here. We've seen that in the past, and not necessarily going to be the case here, but it all depends on the guidance from the watch commander and what the LAPD is authorized to do, and what they ultimately decide is in the best interest of this particular situation. But again, armed robbery is the want. So you have armed and dangerous suspects in this vehicle, which is a very difficult situation for the LAPD.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I always appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you, buddy. You guys are all amazing. Dirty Diana doing a Big Brother watching you all the time. Oh, he's still on YouTube? I didn't know that. Of course, I don't get a lot of notifications anymore. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I just haven't got a notification from him.
PD, who will always assume the worst in a situation like this, and manage the moment accordingly as they keep a bit of distance here. And it looks again like this driver doesn't want to do too much in terms of high speeds at this point.
Absolutely. Goes around some traffic there at Wilshire. He's continuing northbound on Vermont.
Are you okay, Heather? It's Lisa. Lisa's here. Good to see you, Lisa. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name, not at this hour. Janelle? Is Lisa Joe still here too? I know I haven't seen Jenny 8675309 around for a while either. It's good to see you, Lisa. Always good to see new people here. I've seen you around before though, for sure. Welcome to the channel. Did I say it right? Probably not. I don't know. We can thank Shibby for this. Thanks, buddy. All right, so we're just looking at this old car chase here. This was done. When was this? This was done a day ago. These are always kind of fun. Look at this speed limits here. Not like rocket speed limit, but it's
but thankfully the speeds haven't. Well, let's see. Let's come in a little tight here. He's going to go wrong side of the road once again, and comes back out through that intersection. So, but speeds relatively slow. We saw him up to about 50 there for a few, but back up to about 45 miles an hour here. Traffic up ahead. I'll give you another look at the traffic coming up. You see the night sunlight of the police airship. Now, what they'll use that night sun sometimes is to clear the intersection, like you see there.
Oh, Adrian's awesome. Adrian's amazing. Enlightened in the dark. Yeah, she's awesome. Thank you. She's great. I try to catch her show as many times as I possibly can. The good news with her, she's always on late too, so that's awesome. I'm staying out of it. I didn't know a woman was still here. Good to see a woman again still. I always try to stay out of it for sure. But no, Adrian's good. Adrian's awesome.
Flashing in the intersection to warn drivers that, hey, something's going on. We got a bright light here all of a sudden. So everyone's stopping there. That's good news. But the driver continuing to go on, press on.
It's OJ. No, sorry.
Despite all the PD behind it.
Yeah, it's incredible to watch, just how they're using that light to make sure that the motoring public there is aware, if they don't hear the sirens, that, something's going on, and just to stand back for a second while this passes through. Many times, a lot of these drivers are caught off guard. We've seen many times also them getting into accidents with the suspect.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Hello, Velo Chiropracto RN. I can pronounce the RN, that's for sure. Good to see you. Hello, Jackal. Good to see you. Thank you for subbing. Hey, Kayla. It's an awesome name. I hope I pronounced this right. Just going over some of the true crime cases of the week. I'm Dave. Thank you for everybody coming in. I appreciate the watching this old car chase through LA. This was done, I think, about a day ago. Yep.
So here we have the door open. The window rolled down. It looks like.
I think sometimes these guys are just looking for like their 5 minutes of fame. I really do. I think some of these guys are just paid actors, maybe. Who knows? But some of these guys are just, I don't know, they're just out to do nothing, no good, right? They're just looking for fame.
Like he's smoking a cigarette, rolled it back up, and we do have two suspects in here, from what we understand, and that there was a third suspect in this car that bailed. Do we know if that third, if that person that was able to foot bail near?
Look at this, at 20 miles an hour, right? I seen one where the guy was just driving like 2 miles an hour. They still didn't stop him.
The 10 freeway, if they have that suspect in custody.
Last I heard, Cher, was that they were still searching. They were notifying the neighbors in the area to keep their doors closed because
it's too funny. Their mom took away their Xbox. Don't do that.
The nature of the crime being armed robbery suspects, so they weren't going to take any chances there and having someone running from the car.
Look at this guy. He's taking pictures with his phone. Look at this guy. Right. This is classic. Only in LA, man. Watch this. This guy by the truck here.
That person that was able to foot bail near the 10 freeway, if they have that suspect in custody.
Last I heard, Cher, was that they were still searching. They were notifying the neighbors in the area to keep their doors closed because of the nature of the crime being armed robbery suspects. So they weren't going to take any.
This guy right here. This guy, just his phone. He almost gets hit by the car, and he's still taking videos with his phone. It's classic.
Chances there and having someone running from the car with a weapon. So they do. It sounds like the last I heard was that they were setting up a perimeter in that area and searching for that suspect.
Well, from what we've seen, no damage to this point to any other cars, which is good news, be it parked or.
Yeah, Adrian's awesome. Like I said, I try to catch her lives many times as I can. Feel free to throw her chat in here too. Adrian's awesome. But the good news with Adrian, she's usually on late, so I'm usually driving, listening and driving at the same time. She's driving around. She's on.
Or on the road.
She's very smart person.
But obviously that can change at a moment's notice. And you see, and at some of these intersections, it gets really, really crowded really quickly. And the driver not inclined to slow down too much. You never know whether they're going to push through or not. But an interesting fold here as, a number of red lights that he continues to go through, but he's not doing it exceptionally high speeds. So you look for the silver lining there. LAPD has time on their side. They'll continue along, as long as they need to. And with the resources they have, they can rotate out with the lead car and continue on with the suspect for as long as he has either gas or the will to run. And to this point, again, armed robbery out of Alhambra. Alhambra PD initially had it. Gil, any word on why they bailed out of it? Alhambra PD?
It might have been.
Well, you guys are all awesome. I appreciate everybody coming in for sure. It's always good to see women in here. Like I said, I usually see all you guys in other chats anyways, so appreciate
Wasn't
it.
exactly sure why they pulled out, although it was through the busy streets in downtown LA. That might have been one of the reasons. It might have been driving erratically, but they did pull.
Like I said, if you guys got channels, like I know Dirty Diana's got a channel, Paul's got a channel, Paul's amazing. Feel free to throw them in the chat. I don't mind promoting other channels in here, especially the good ones. Adrian's awesome. Lighten in the Dark is great. So if you have, thank you, Heather. Heather's amazing.
Off of it and let the airship track it at that point. And at that point, it was, I believe, a sheriff's helicopter that was overhead. It might have been an LAPD helicopter that was assisting. But one or the other was tracking it through downtown. And once it got out of that downtown LA area, LAPD was given the green light to get behind the vehicle and try to pull it over. That's what they tried. It made its way down into just south of.
Heather's just an amazing freaking person. Thanks. And it's nice spending the first few hours of Easter with everyone here. You always, Paula, you're amazing.
The 10 freeway. The person that bailed out of the vehicle, they bailed out on, I believe it was 22nd Street east of Vermont. And that's the area where other LAPD officers are searching for that suspect right now. But in the meantime, here we are on Beverly Boulevard, eastbound, now a northbound turn. Here, as you see the trail of officers coming behind it, even it looks like maybe, it looks like six units.
You see at this point, the driver slowing down in the intersections. Whether it's a red light he runs, he's doing it when the road is clear.
They just fast forwarded it.
Clear, rather than just blowing through blindly, which is so frightening to see, and we see it far too often.
Absolutely, Mike and Sherry, you just saw them coming through that red light, and a car having to stop when he saw those units behind with their lights and sirens on. Officers having to slow down and stop for a little bit to clear those intersections. So, but also good observation and looking in. I was trying to give you a tight shot of the vehicle. It does look like there's nobody in that front seat, passenger side, and the back seat. It looks clear at this point. But the vehicle continuing nonetheless. Now, we just got information from our assignment desk, Elizabeth on the desk, telling me that Alhambra PD has contacted us and told us that they intercepted this vehicle from a Temple City Sheriff's pursuit that they were searching for this vehicle, I should say. So it sounds like it was a robbery in Temple City that Temple City Sheriff's was handling, and Alhambra PD simply intercepted this vehicle coming through their area, and that's why they were involved in the pursuit.
The strange thing is The new trick for these drivers is to stop under freeway and switch cars. I've seen that. Or they wait until they get into a really crowded area and then they just let the car go and get out of the car and blend in with the crowd. So there's that. All right. Respect.
Yeah, we're also being told that the units in pursuit were in pursuit from Alhambra, and that they backed off once the vehicle started driving erratically on the wrong side of the road, and then LAPD took over eventually. And here now, of course, we see him at moderate speeds here on surface streets, which is good news for those that are out there.
The other thing too is sometimes it's weird, like in these car chases here, it always seems like the car has a full tank of gas. So
they're on the surface streets driving, or who might be, in a crosswalk trying to cross the street, trying to get to one side to the other. It's not like they can't see him or hear the units behind him coming. As well as, of course, you have that night sun that is following not only the car, but also alerting those people in the intersections that something is going on, so that they can at least hang back before they make a move, and let this go through. But, it gets really dicey when we get through these.
Yeah, they think of everything. People will think of everything. Yes, how they're targeting very high-end stores. Yep. If you bring too many people, they can't get everybody.
Residential neighborhoods, we've seen so many times, time and time again, them make these foot bail and try to go into, a random residence, just trying to get some cover and hide in the backyard or whatever it might be, or jump fences. And that could be really dangerous. And so we always want to advise, if you are watching this and this is going through your neighborhood, to make sure that you just take a look, lock your doors, lock your windows, and stay indoors, stay on the TV. No need to go out there and put this on social media. This guy is considered armed and dangerous. So, coming out of a armed robbery in Temple City. So you want to, make sure that you keep your family safe, and we just don't know what this guy could do next.
But sort of a read.
Sometimes these people who broadcast these things have no clue to what they're talking about. It's just they just spew this information, and it's just you can debunk it as they're talking. It's so weird.
Into the mindset and strategy of the LAPD tonight, as Alhambra PD backed off because of erratic driving. So now this driver has the potential, the capability, the desire to drive very dangerously, very erratically. And so the LAPD, using all of that as part of their calculus and how they approach this and deal with this suspect, they've been very, very conservative on this from the outset, from our time over this pursuit. They're not making any aggressive moves to try.
I've tried so hard to find that Robert Ives interview, the original one, and I thought I had done one in a live a long time ago, but I haven't been able to locate it. But that whole Robert Ives interview to me is a bunch of bullshit. I know what he said because I heard him say it. And I actually did that live a few years ago because of that. But he definitely said that. Oops, hold on a second. He definitely said that there was the 3 signatures and non-secular things at the crime scene. So they took it down, and now I can't find it, but I thought I had it. And if I do find it on that live that I did, then I'll but I know he said it. It's just then you can't tell me he didn't say it, because I know he said it.
And pit this driver to try and get up close to him because they obviously are concerned.
He said 3 signatures and non-secular things left at the crime scene. People did 9 to 10 hour lives on that because people were thinking that they might have had some Christian. I remember people were saying there were Bibles out there, and it's just so weird. And then all of a sudden, as soon as the trial started, you couldn't find that anymore. I have the picture with the words quoted. It's just weird. I don't. Yeah, I know he said non-secular. I just know he did. Because people were doing lives on that. I'm telling you, people were doing. This is a long time ago. This is like 4 or 5 years ago now. But everybody was doing 5 or 6 hour lives on what he meant by non-secular.
Of what he may do, seeing as he's already done it, driving erratically, not what you want, especially on surface streets, not anywhere, but especially on surface streets. So LAPD is backing off. It's a conservative approach, and they're just going to ride it out with time being on their side.
Have a great day, buddy. Mino Dino's awesome. Always good to see him here in the chat. Stay safe, buddy. Yeah, he said, I know that, and I can still find that. Yeah, he said he figured that the crime was going to be solved in 48 hours. I know he said that, but I know about the non-secular things too. I have talked to Ives on X. He's hateful. Yeah, now he's saying that he didn't say that. That's bullshit. I know he did.
As we have seen time and time again. So as they gather more information, you get a better understanding of the mindset of officers. Certainly, you can't ever try and understand what's in the mind of a suspect because they're capable of dangerous things. And this driver,
the whole Carroll County Sheriff's Department should be immediately disbanded, in my opinion. None of them there have any clue to what they're doing. Tobe is a disgrace. Tobe is an absolute disgrace. How he got, it's just amazing how these people can get their positions in law enforcement. It's amazing. But I can't stand him. And the entire Carroll County in particular should be just disbanded, period.
in particular,
They're really bad at what they do. Put it that way.
Very, very dangerous, erratic driving, Alhambra PD backing off. So LAPD using all of that information as they deal with this suspect, a very dangerous individual, again, wanted for armed robbery. There were passengers in the car that jumped out at some point early on. So you have, from what we believe, just the driver as the lone occupant of this vehicle, wanted in an armed robbery out of the Temple City area, and the LAPD exercising caution, Gil.
Who's timed out? Remarkably bad, yeah. I mean, there's nothing good to say about him, to be honest with you. I think Miranda disagrees with what we believe, so she said keep it neutral here.
Here we are southbound Hope Street through Olympic and a green light. So fortunately, a little bit lighter traffic here, at least on Hope Street, as you see ahead. But again, cross traffic coming up here, red light. Let's see if the driver stops. He's going to approach, slow down, and move through, kind of rolls through that red light. So again, southbound in through downtown, and we'll see which way the driver decides to go.
And again, the LAPD with a conservative approach here, as sort of walking you through what we know to this point, what law enforcement is dealing with, and how multiple agencies sort of communicate with each other and calculate a strategy.
I mean, the what he said about the mother is just talking about Tobe. Just I have absolutely no respect for him whatsoever.
Strategy on how to deal with a suspect.
You don't treat the mother of a child like that. You just don't do that. Just that's never going to be okay in my book.
They're all different, but again, this one with the inclination to drive recklessly, and LAPD does not want
cop or no cop.
That, so they're backing off to a degree. They're obviously tracking from the air, but you see the black and whites on the ground as well, with a very conservative approach to this situation. They do not want to agitate the driver. You've got obviously cross traffic on surface streets and the potential for pedestrian traffic downtown here in Los Angeles. So the potential for
Ooh. Ooh. Sound like an owl. Ooh.
disaster, really the potential for it. But with the driver moving at relative, safe speeds and slowing down to the intersections, that's the best you can hope for, short of the driver pull.
When he refused to let he didn't even want the mother to go to the big, huge press conference they had. He's just a piece of crap. I just can't stand him. That interview he had with, I forget the reporter there.
Pulling over and surrendering, which he appears to have no desire to do at this point. Again, there were passengers in this vehicle. Armed robbery is the one. They jumped out. And the driver decided until either this car runs out of gas or the driver loses the will to continue to run and decides wisely it would be to pull over and surrender. But until that happens, LAPD's on this as slow as it may go.
And we understand, Gil, that they may have gotten away, right?
Yeah, well, definitely there was a perimeter set up. That's why we saw.
What was the name of that? Yes. Yes, it was the interview that he did with I forget her name. It's not going to come to me either. What the hell is her name? The reporter there, the investigative reporter. I forget her name.
So many ground units in that area when he came back through that area. So there was definitely a perimeter set up. I believe they were notifying some of the neighbors to stay in their house and notify the LAPD.
Gary Timmons, yep. Hey, Possum friend, good to see you. Hannah, that's right, Hannah. What was her name? Hannah, not Hanna-Barbera. It's Hannah. Sorry, Hannah. Oh God, now I can't remember her last name. Oh my God, did I tell you guys my uncle moved to a house right outside of Loganport? Poor guy. Hannah Shakespeare, that's her. That's the one. Yep. Mustang's here. Good to see you, Mustang. You were here earlier, though, right? It's good to see all these new people in here. Yeah, I remember the Ives statement. We love Heather. Heather's amazing.
If they saw any kind of prowler in the area. So we do know that. We did hear that. Here he goes. Well, I thought maybe he was going to pull over, but he's not. He's making maybe a U-turn. Oh, look at that. Up on the sidewalk. Geez. So here he goes on the side.
The passenger side of this car is completely flattened.
Sidewalk trying to get around the officers, but look at that move. Oh, he hit a tree or something.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if we're going to be able to scoot up, but he's got himself into a predicament here. He's between a tree and something that he hit, maybe some steps on that building there, but he's now pinned between that tree and whatever he hit on the right-hand side. This may be it for the driver. They're saying, of course, he's under the tree for the airship. They have guns
Here's the thing: they'll probably arrest this guy, bring him to court, and he'll probably be out in 3 weeks.
Drawn at this point, and you'll see the felony stop in progress here as the LAPD. Well, basically, the driver got himself into this predicament by going up onto the sidewalk and they're getting stuck.
Which was not necessary. So you're
going to find out on this channel here. I don't have any problem with opinions at all, ever. Opinions are what makes the world go around.
Wonder, maybe he was over it. Maybe he wanted it to end, and so he decided, I'm going to go up on the sidewalk, and that's going to be the end of it. Don't know. The good news is, it appears that vehicle's disabled, and that it's a matter of moments before the suspect is in custody. That tree.
Can I go to the Insomniac show? Then I deleted after so nobody could rewatch. I love shit talking yellow, but Saturday Night Live is definitely Dave.
Is actually blocking the driver's side door from opening. So they're going to get this suspect out some other way.
I love your lives. Dirty Diana's lives are awesome. Yeah, I think Dino's phone died. Who's VIP? Did I get blocked last night? This morning, actually. I missed him. Belated by Dino. Dino left. Dino's doing his OnlyFans thing.
Obviously, our vision is blocked here a little bit. It's by this tree. Yeah, you can see him still in the car.
All right, this guy's done. This guy's done. All right, so I do want to play this here because this is just awful. Oh, I'm VIP. Dave is a Saturday nighter. Cool. You guys are all welcome here. All your opinions are welcome in here for sure. Thank you, Dirty Diana. Thank you. Me, Dave. The street corner doesn't service itself. No. Classic. All right, so this is the latest on the Gene Hackman thing. This was done a couple of days ago. This might be a little bit what's the word, triggering? I don't know, but this is the live this is the full body cam. I don't know if people have seen this. This is them going into this mansion. I mean, this place is it's a movie star palace, literally. This guy made a ton of money in his life, working on good films. My favorite film from him was when he played Lex Luthor, for sure. I mean, he was the greatest Lex Luthor ever. But the Poseidon Adventure was pretty good too. So this is them going through his house. One thing I'll have you notice is this place is just destroyed. I don't know if they did this or law enforcement did this, but so here we go.
Blunt force trauma. It's just strange that they would both be down, bro.
Just released body cam video from the Santa Fe County, New Mexico Sheriff's Office.
I mean, look at this place, right? There's statues here. This is pretty expensive flooring here. I mean, this is a palace. And this guy had no clue who he was or who she was. Sad. It's just awful.
It shows what deputies found the day acting legend Gene Hackman, his wife Betsy Arakawa Hackman, and their dog were found dead inside their home.
I got feet.
Deputies searched the house with guns drawn, unsure of what they would find. A chilling mystery that went unsolved for weeks. And also the new pictures of the notes that this longtime married couple left each other.
This is interesting. Happy several days after your birthday. This is funny. Happy several days after your birthday. Sorry, still about the dinner and having to ask for your help, although it can't read that. Although it was created. I don't know. I don't know what that says. G. Who's G? Gene Hackman?
Other, giving us a glimpse of their secluded lives before they passed away. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. On February 26th, Santa Fe, New Mexico sheriff's deputies were called to the multi-million-dollar property of Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman. Hackman was 95 years old. His wife, Betsy Arakawa Hackman, was 65 years old. They were known to be very private people who kept to themselves and their 3 dogs at a $3.3 million property in a quiet, secluded part of Santa Fe. The sheriff's office just released this body cam video from inside the home on the day the Hackmans and one of their dogs were found dead. In the first video we're about to show you, deputies can see Arakawa's body inside the house in a bathroom that's visible from a window. Deputies seem concerned about the German Shepherd.
Tina Louise, the actress who played in Gilligan's Island? That Tina Louise? I couldn't zoom. I tried.
Shepherd.
So apparently they're saying that he had Alzheimer's disease or something, and he didn't know. He didn't know her at all, apparently, because she was unalived. She was unalived way before he was, from rat poisoning, technically. What do they call that? Hantavirus.
That the Hackmans had still alive on the property.
See, that's the door that was open right there, I think. Right. Yeah, that's the door that was open right there. So that's probably how the other dog got out. Whoop.
Oh no, that's a big dog, bro. Right there. We're gonna attempt to clear the house.
Well, that's the dog right there. Yeah, I wouldn't go in there either. See the dog? I didn't see him at first. Hold on a second.
Oh no, that's.
See the dog right there? That's the dog. That's a shepherd. And he's just sitting there, right? That's so strange. Was there really a tunnel of dead bodies under the house? I don't know. Gene and Louise. Arsenic. Tina and Louise's brother. No storms here in. I don't think so. I don't think there was foul play. Who knows? It's hantavirus. You guys all see the dog, right?
It's a big dog, bro. Right there.
It's so strange how the dog's not barking. Right?
We're gonna attempt to clear the house. Yeah, that's a big dog right there. Right there.
Is he back inside?
Yeah.
The German Shepherd?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They all don't want to go in the house because of that dog. I don't blame them. But the dog's not even barking. He's not even being aggressive.
He was growling out of earlier when we first walked up. He was growling? Yeah.
3712 radio check.
We might. What? Want to ask for ET on AC?
So there were two dogs. I think they were both shepherds. One dog was in the room with her, dead. And then there was another one that was supposedly running around outside, but that was the dog right there inside, just sitting there. I wonder if they didn't bark because they knew everybody was dead in the house. So they probably felt like they didn't have any reason to protect the house.
What's the ETA on AC? We still need to clear the house, and there's a large German Shepherd inside.
A couple minutes out, I'm showing him passing Hyde Park and Horse Thief Canyon.
Definitely, thank you.
I mean, unless you can somehow convince about.
Yeah, I don't know how that dog survived either. It's just obviously it was, I think because of the door was open to get water and shit like that. But I mean, these people were dead in that house for like 2 weeks, I think. So, it would have been hard for this dog to get water if this door would have been closed. And it gets freaking hot. This is in New Mexico, right? Or Arizona, wherever this is. It must have been, Santa Fe, New Mexico. So that dog's lucky to be alive, in my opinion. The other one was dead.
I'd come to you then.
Oh man. Hi, puppy. Come here. Come on, buddy. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, fuck that. I ain't calling that dog. No way. No, I'll get my leg bit off. No thanks. I am not calling that dog to me. No. Probably looks like a chicken bone,
Is there a garden hose around? Come on. He's probably thirsty.
Yeah. There's a whole little stream on the other side they can drink out of. Come on, buddy. Come here.
Oh, did he just? Okay, so he just said there's a whole stream on the other side that they can drink out of. So it's a good thing this door was open.
Dude, that's a big dog.
He must be a neighbor or something.
Okay. Maybe Dwayne, the character.
The German Shepherd's laying by her now.
Yeah, he ain't gonna move.
No.
This place is like wrecked. I mean, this place is. When I first saw this, I thought that the cops had done all of this mess, but this place was ransacked. It looked like it was ransacked. I can see why they probably thought this was a little bit suspicious because this place is. It doesn't look like anybody's been cleaning in here for weeks.
You guys go through. Last time anybody searched you in his wet he saw roots.
3-7 on 2.
This door has a key in it. You can access through that door.
Yeah. I just don't want to go through his bathroom. Yeah, I was kind of thinking through his bathroom.
Well, I think they're saying that she died first from the hantavirus, and then he died a couple of weeks after that. Who knows? I think from heart issues or something like that. But he had a bad case of Alzheimer's, and he didn't even know who she was. But who knows? Natural causes and hantavirus, if I recall correctly, his wife seemed to have passed before him. Yeah, she died like I think a week or so before. It might have even been 2 weeks before he died, because they had his pacemaker or something. That's how they knew when he died.
He moved slow. Yeah,
I mean, he was old. Gene Hackman had to have been in his 90s. He was really old. He was old when I was growing up.
3-7 on 2.
I want to thank our sponsor, Experian, for sponsoring this episode of On the Case. Experian can help you stay on top.
Maybe 2 possible 10-7 individuals.
It is sad. It's just very sad. I mean, the guy worked his ass off his whole life. He was a good actor.
Inside the residence.
And at the end of his life, he had no idea who he was. It's sad. It sucks. What a horrible way to slowly pass, totally confused. And I don't know, but it's true. It's just, yeah, you'll see, they had rodents all over the place underneath the house. This is what I wanted to know. Where is the family? Nobody cared. I mean, but from what I heard, they were very private people. But they had people looking after. I don't understand why. Two things I don't understand: why he didn't have monitoring, and why she didn't go to doctors. I mean, when you have something like the hantavirus, you just, I would think you'd call a doctor after a while. I mean, these are not poor indigent people here. This guy's got mega millions, like you would think he'd have some sort of a service that, would, if they don't hear from him for a couple of days or something like that, they check on him, monitoring system. He's 95. I mean, but who knows? Some people don't. Paula, you're amazing. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for all the alerts and stuff like that. You're awesome. Paula's awesome. She's got an amazing channel. Amazing channel. Charlotte's here. Hey, Charlotte. Good to see you. Charlotte's in the house. Always good to see Charlotte.
He's talking about this story. Let me ask him. Is that one? Yeah. I don't know, dude. I don't like this, especially with that big dog in here. That's there. That's this room right there, bro. That's what? I think that's where the dog's at. Really? Yeah, I think so. No, I think he's over here. Is it that one? Yeah, it's going to be downstairs now.
A few minutes later, deputies found Gene Hackman's body on the floor of a mudroom near a door. He had sunglasses and a walking cane by his side. At no point in these videos will you see the bodies of Gene Hackman or his wife because a court ordered that they be blurred.
I got feet. We see feet over here. This way. Oh yeah, he's been down for a while, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's down. He's been down for a while. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Well, we found the second one. Shit. That sucks. Who told you who this house is? No, I haven't gotten that far yet, bro. Gene Hackman. That's Gene Hackman. Gene? Gene Hackman? Okay. The actor? Hey, what's up, bro?
I mean, I got a shepherd sitting right over there, but of course he's purebred. He's a long-haired shepherd, but I wouldn't, like, if I didn't live here, I wouldn't just call that dog to me. Like, no thanks. and we have the boxer too. But I think the shepherd is a lot smarter, naturally smarter than the other dog we have.
Yeah, I'm here. We just went to the house. 210-7, one wife, one female. One's being guarded by a big German Shepherd, and we found the other one upstairs. No, I don't see any foul play, bro. I didn't look too close. I'm trying to figure out how to get closer to the second body with the German Shepherd right now. No, it's being butt on. All right, I'll let you know. Alex is on the way, though. Yeah, I got you. All right, bye.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I knew something was wrong with her early on because of the fact that they found pills or something out. She was probably taking pills. But I don't know. It could be anything. You never know. It's definitely one of those things where if you don't get treatment for that or take care of that, you could probably. I mean, she was old too. She wasn't young. But I just think it's really strange that nobody was checking in on these people. It's just my opinion. But I mean, most of these movie stars and actors, you can't get rid of people. You know, you have people checking in on them all the time for all kinds of different shit. You know, house cleaning, housekeeping. I mean, look at this room. Looks fairly clean in here. The pool room, right? Like, I don't know. Just it's this whole thing is like that. Nobody checked on them for like 2 weeks is weird. Yeah, I know. Let's do this. Hold on a second. So it's orthohantavirus is what it is. It's orthohantavirus is a genus of viruses that include all hantaviruses that cause disease in humans. Naturally found primarily in rodents, and I think it's specific to that area of the country, I would think, because it's so warm. Hantavirus systems initially present as, I mean, what virus isn't like a flu-like illness, right? Including fever, fatigue, muscle aches, often in large muscle groups like thighs, hips, and back. Some may also experience headache, dizziness, chills, nausea, vomiting, all of the good stuff, right? In some cases, respiratory distress, including coughing and shortness of breath, can develop later. So these are the early symptoms. Fever, often over 101, general feeling of tiredness. So you lose, particularly in the thighs, hips, back, and sometimes shoulders. Headache, dizziness, chills. I mean, this is basically all viruses. You can get this. The muscle aches, though, is weird, especially in the hips. Late symptoms hold on. I'm not even sharing this. Hold on a second. No, she wasn't old, but she was responsible for him. I thought she was old too. I think she was like 65 or something like that. I mean, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that's old. I mean, I'm old. I'm 57. So, hold on a second. I was going to try to share this. Yeah, she couldn't take care of him when she was with this here because late symptoms. So this is the early symptoms here. 4 to 10 days after initial symptoms, you get all of the good stuff, right? You get respiratory distress, coughing, and shortness of breath. And it's really hot down there, right? Chest tightness, fluid buildup in the lungs and cause tightness in the chest. Severe cases, kidney failure, heart and lung failure, and even death can occur. So these These are not the good ones right here. This is not what you want. Symptoms can appear 1 to 8 weeks after exposure to rodents or rodent droppings. Can't be easily diagnosed here. If you have a history of rodent exposure, yep. So that see your healthcare provider immediately. But these first symptoms right here, I mean, that could be anything. So you wouldn't know, right? I don't know. All right, back to this. Don't think he was pulling a Woody Allen. That's freaking classic. There's always a silver lining, right? Money talks, absolutely. Yeah, you would think that's what I'm saying. You would think that these people would have the best care, right? They have tons of money, but sometimes money doesn't buy everything. This is a horrible bathtub, though. Who did this? Ugh.
Oh, clear.
Look at these paintings in here. This
sounds like Alex.
This art, right? Like this. I'm pretty sure these are worth quite a bit here.
Outside, so let's go head up there.
That Galaga. That's the best game right there. I could put in 1 quarter in this game and play this game all week. There was a trick to this game. And if you knew the trick, you could make it so that the fighters would not fire at you after the first or second stage. And I've flipped this thousands of times, this game here. Defender, not so good, but Galaga, I could, 1 quarter, I could be there all week.
If you want, bro, you can park it out. She's here. Yeah, let's see what she says, bro. Where does this week go?
You could see in part of that video, deputies searching the house with guns drawn. At that point, they had no idea what led to the death of this couple. Jean's wife, Betsy, was found on the floor of a bathroom and was visible from the outside. And you can see in the body cam video, one of the couple's dogs standing guard over her body when it was found.
I mean, just think of all the really, really, really bad usually come from rats and mice.
Yeah, he's right there. Hi, buddy. That's a big dog, bro. Come on.
You have to be one brave motherfucker to go in here and approach this dog not knowing it. Like, I wouldn't do that. There's no way I'm doing that. Yeah, I didn't think of this. Charlotte brings up a good point. It's probably from sweeping, right? You think you're cleaning the place, but you're actually sweeping up the dust from the the droppings and stuff, the rabbit, the rats, the hair that falls off and stuff like that. They're probably sweeping all that dust up. Yeah, that's a good point right there. Bats give you deadly disease from droppings too. Yep. Exactly. I think they did. I think they had people who came in and I know they had a landscaper. But I'm pretty sure they had other people. It's just so weird that it was like a 2-week hiatus and nobody came over here. That's hard to believe.
The kennel there. Yeah, that one. They think that one's 10-7. Yeah, no, do what you got to do, bro. We haven't cleared that side of the house yet, just so you know.
I mean, I'm not the cleanest person in the world, but I just can't. I can't do clutter. Clutter is. I have OCD, so I have. If things get to like I couldn't do this, I'd have to eventually clean this here. But I'm not like super. That might have been the dog. Maybe that's her there. That's why they blocked this out. Yeah, that's probably her there on the floor. Hold on a second. Let me back this up a tiny bit here.
Yeah, no, do what you got to do, bro. We haven't cleared that side of the house yet, just so you know.
Oh, look at that cute dog. I love shepherds. That's why I have one. But my dog's an idiot. He's cute. He's probably just looking for food at this point. Yes. Yes, we all clean the house. I'm literally surrounded by females. I have lots of females in this house, but I clean too. I just can't. They said somebody called for a welfare check. I think it was one of the people that took care of them, actually. Like I said, I'm not the cleanest person in the world, but I just can't. How are you? So I think, yeah, this is the dog.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't see any like blunt force trauma.
That's a beautiful dog, though.
It's just strange that they would both be down, bro.
Yeah. Dog is 10-7 as well.
Okay.
So, see what I can do. I guess let me see if I can possibly get him out.
Okay.
Or I don't know what it is.
It's really strange that he didn't eat her. I know that sounds awful, but she was there for a couple of weeks, right? I mean, this place looks just so disheveled. I could see how they looked at this like maybe some nefarious thing going on here, because who would leave the house just looking like this here, right?
Assuming you guys are going to need to get in here. Or are they done?
I think they're done, bro. We found him upstairs. She's here. So I was just looking at that too, bro. Thyroid.
Oh, okay.
One round.
So who was the thyroid medication for? That must have been for her too, right? Look at all these lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my God. They really wanted to. I mean, this bathroom must have been bright.
Oh, bro. I heard he's in his night.
I wonder what the thyroid medication was for. Somebody must have had a thyroid problem. Right. Is that their water? Is that water?
She's quite a bit younger, from my understanding. All right. I think Alex is here, so let's go try to see what she wants to game plan.
Deputies believe that Betsy died on February 12th, the day prior.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm glad the dog didn't die from eating the pills either. I have cancer. Oh, this sucks. Wonder what the thyroid medication was for. So they have her on video here. What is this? 2/11/2025. This is
She's seen on surveillance video buying groceries. Here she is wearing a black medical mask at checkout. Newly released documents show that Arakawa did multiple Google searches in the days leading up to her death about the flu and COVID. On the day deputies died, they say that she made multiple calls to a local clinic. She died of hantavirus pulmonary syndrome.
hold on. What was that? So she did make phone calls.
Checkout. Newly released documents show that Arakawa did multiple Google searches in the days leading up to her death about the flu and COVID. On the day
See, so there you go. Whoever said that in the chat is really smart. Yeah. Heather's amazing. Always thinking about Heather. We love Heather here. Heather's an amazing freaking person. We're always here for you, Heather. Always right here. Well, not always, but definitely here for you for sure. You're an amazing person. So whoever said the COVID thing is probably accurate. She probably thought she had COVID. That's why she called. That would be my guess.
deputies died, they say that she made multiple calls to a local clinic. She died of hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. It's a rare.
That's so weird how nobody would have checked in on it, though, right? That's so weird.
Rodent carried disease. In the last 50 years in New Mexico, there have been only roughly 156 cases. 40% of them were fatal. According to deputies, the 95-year-old Hackman outlived his wife by nearly a week. Deputies say his pacemaker recorded its last event on the 18th. That's more than a week before deputies arrived at the house. Hackman's official cause of death was a combination of Alzheimer's and heart disease.
So I'm going to just read this. The average number of deaths from hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, HPS, in the United States is around 30 cases per year, which doesn't seem like a lot. However, this number can fluctuate significantly depending on factors. Usually common in the spring and summer months when rodents are more active, usually the southwestern United States, particularly in New Mexico and Arizona. Sporadic outbreaks can occur, leading to a higher number of cases and unalivings. Globally, the estimated number of HPS cases is around 100,000 per year, and it's about a 30 to 40% mortality rate. That's fucked up. That's a lot, right? Does that sound like a lot? That sounds like that 40% is a lot. All right, Gene Hackman, hypertensive, and I can't read that.
The dog that died recently had surgery.
Oh, look at that dog. Look at that puppy. That's a beautiful dog. See, mine has the long hair, and this one is a lot different than that one.
Surgery and was in a kennel. It was unable to get out and died from a lack of
So they got these dogs from rescue.
Food and water. The next body cam video starts with officers in the room with the dog, and then they continue their way through the house.
Way separate. Like he's on that side of the house upstairs.
Oh, that's the dog there. Oh, that fucking sucks. Sorry for the language. Oh, that's awful. Oh. So this was on 2/26. So what was the other date? 2/11. So that's 15 days.
I will take you up there to him. And I thought it was kind of weird about how he was laying too. Like, it looks like he was trying to go outside and just dropped.
Yes, I would do whatever I have to do. Yep, absolutely. We love Heather. Heather's amazing. She'll be fine.
Well, it looks the same with her.
Yeah,
Given her.
where she's laying and everything.
Yeah, she's.
It would make sense on why that door was open.
Look at that fireplace. This is like the endless house. It just keeps going on and on and on and on.
Still don't know what this leads to. Oh yeah, this is where we just were.
Some other switches in here.
Fan on. This.
Look at these vases here.
So these doors all open or where?
Which doors? These. I guess they're all.
Okay, so we've been in this room before. I know that because I've seen that piano before and I know those windows. Okay, so they just went around in one big circle.
Unlocked most of the time, but I think this is the door he was talking about.
Were they open when we got here though?
That one that we first went through was open. See, he's up here.
Right? I mean, this house is huge. That's why I'm surprised nobody came over to. Yeah, Jean lived, I think it was like 2 weeks after she died. So she died, I forget the actual date. Oh, you're welcome, Heather, for sure.
He's been down for a while.
Did you guys take photos and stuff?
No, I haven't taken photos yet.
These cops, man, they see this shit all the time. You know, it's gotta suck.
Two totally separate areas.
Mm-hmm. No, it's strange.
One bed dog.
Yeah, I do think initially they thought this was weird.
But yeah, I guess we want to get that German out, bro. So I think that's the first thing. Just before, what's his name comes here.
So she was a professional pianist. Sweet. That's a nice piano. I'd play it too. Yeah, they're not. I noticed that they're not covering their noses or. I don't think the smell in there was that bad. Siri, turn right at the stairs for 200 meters. Right door on the right. See, Dee Dee is really smart because that's good observation there that they're not doing that. So the smell in there must not have been that awful because I was thinking the same thing. The smell in there must have been terrible. But it's drier out here, right? It's a dry heat. That's what they tell me, anyways.
Who are you on the phone with? Was it?
For
Oh, for me?
yeah.
I just want to make sure there's not a gas leak in here, so let's just crack a couple.
Yeah, see, they initially thought it was a some sort of a gas that they were the air was so dry they were becoming mummified. Yep, that's what I thought. Because she was completely mummified, right? She was look at the stonework. They initially thought it was carbon monoxide poisoning, right? Knock it off. Why did you have to knock that on the floor?
Did fire bring out a?
I right whenever I got here, they all dipped out.
Did they bring one of their little
Um,
monitors or whatever for gas or anything?
I don't know if they did, but do you know?
Oh
if
my
they did?
God, you poor people! I've been here 3.5 hours. All right, so oh, I feel bad for you guys. All right, so let's see. We got about another 5 minutes of this. We'll finish this and then we'll get out of here.
I don't think they did.
No.
I don't think so.
I'll call dispatch and see if they can bring one over here.
Well.
Yeah, if I ever had to build my own house, it would be one floor. I ain't walking up a bunch of stairs anymore. It's just not happening.
Stove wasn't on or anything?
No, that's what I just checked. That's what, unless there's another one. But there's.
Something sounds like. This is the
It's
fridge.
something, and it's not that.
What's this? Thing.
But something, there's still like a
Smell.
little bit.
No, I agree. There's something kind of like a little stinky.
Really. They might have not been down.
I love these open beams like this. This is so awesome.
You guys have been?
Since last contact?
Yeah.
2.5 weeks. Yeah. And they don't really see them. No one really sees them other than phone texts. And I guess,
Very private. People very.
so I guess last contact with her was about 2.5 weeks ago.
I think at this heat, they're probably
Anytime I do a more than 3 hour live, I feel bad for you guys. It's just awful, terrible.
6,000 about 70. So, did you find anything better?
No, there's nothing by them.
I'm assuming that she was probably taking care of him. And once she passed away, it was really hard for him to, get around and do things that he would normally do. Well, thank you, Jackal. I appreciate that. That's what I'm assuming.
Do you think that that's his girlfriend?
Girlfriend, wife, I think. Sounds like she has the same last name.
It's just sad. It just sucks so bad. It's it's like life. You'd think there'd be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There isn't. It's just you lie there and die. It sucks. It's gotta suck.
The female's probably the one in the 11 years. Let's see.
Yeah. Was it brown?
Yeah, it was a brown dog.
German Shepherd mix. Yeah.
The German Shepherd mix, I think is the one that's running around
Yeah.
the side. That's the kind of like a super one. Come bark at you.
Nothing.
All right, so we'll get out of here. I should put this in the chat just in case you guys want to check this out. But I'm pretty sure everybody's already seen this here. You guys are all amazing. I really appreciate you guys sticking around for this. I want to thank all the new people coming in because I appreciate that immensely. Thank you, Shibby, for doing that. Just let everybody know. Thank you, Dirty Diana, for coming in. You're awesome. Thank you very much. She's got a great channel. Enjoy all her lives. She does awesome stuff. Just absolutely awesome stuff. Charlotte, you're amazing. Jackal, thank you for coming in. Velociraptor RN. Michelle, thank you so much for coming in. Mustang, you're great. Thank you for coming in. Sweet dude, Shibby, thank you, buddy. You guys are all set. You guys are awesome. Charlotte, you're great. Let me see. I'm going to try to get everybody in here. Kayla, thank you for coming in. Thank you for being here. Anybody wants wrenches, let me know. I give wrenches out to pretty much everybody in here because if you have channels or if you know people who have great channels, just let me know. And if you have a wrench, you can throw those channels in here. If you have channels too, same stuff like that. Heather, we love you, Heather. We're always here for you. I'm always here for you anyways. Just let me know if there's anything I can do. You're amazing. Very, very amazing. Be here. I know there was a lot of people in here. Charlotte, you're great. If I miss somebody, I'm sorry. I'm just not going to be able to scroll all the way up to the top for sure. 3.5 hours. That's got to be one of my longest lives ever. I apologize. We had fun though. We had a good time. That cop dropping that stuff was fucking fantastic. That was great. All right. All the people who watch on the replay, I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. I know there's a lot of people who do that. I'm going to try to get out on more locations next Saturday too to get some more of that stuff for you guys. I'm going to be going up to Maine pretty soon to go up to where Kimberly Monroe went missing. But that's going to have to be that's like an all day. Maine is like forever from here. So all right, so I just want to thank everybody for coming in. PJ was in here. A lot of people were in here. Miss Barb was in here. If I miss anybody, I'm sorry. It's just I'm having a hard time scrolling all the way up to the beginning. But Roger Dave. I used to be Danger Dave years ago. Thank you, Kayla. Appreciate that. Yes, you're awesome, Heather. Absolutely. Yeah, we like to have fun around here. We don't. I love opinions. So if you have opinions, feel free. Oh, Miranda was in here. Thank you, Miranda. Forgot to say that. Thank you, Jackal. Absolutely. I love opinions. If you have opinions, don't feel free to share them in here. It's not like you're going to get in trouble for having an opinion in here. Danger Dave, haha, I want to hear how you got that name. It's a long story. Charlotte, you're amazing. Charlotte's amazing. She's always welcome in here. She's I'm forgetting somebody important. I know I am. Mino Dino. Did I miss Mino Dino? Yes, I did. Mino Dino was in here. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I'll play an outro and get out of here. Don't die. and everybody stay safe, and we'll see you next week. If anything happens, you can tell us on my next 10-hour live. Okay. That's fucking classic. Paula was in here. Paula's amazing. Yes, Paula's great. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a safe week. Enjoy the day today. And I'm out of here. That's it. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to play my outro and get out of here. Where is it? Right here. See y'all later. Have a great week.